as we approach closer to the time to sing, ooh la la, ooh la la, la la la, ooh la la, week after week. See, normally this is like you get fans all over social media. Hey, Ronbo, man, don't jinx it. Listen, when you have, let's see, what's a good analogy? When you have a fire-breathing dragon that you look up in the sky and you can't measure against a small critter on the ground, who do you think's gonna win? It's that bad. I'm loving it. But let's go ahead and discuss some of the things we're going to discuss today in the 49ers first media conference. Shanahan, Lynch, erase speculation. Brock Purdy reportedly is ready. See, and by the way, I'm not taking any positions or sides on this. I'm going to tell you right now, I was like a lot of people did that, but I'll expect Brock in about week 3, week 4, maybe, if we're lucky. But let's go over some of the things that were said today. And we can either call them a damn lie or go with it, one or the other. Bring your case to the table. I know Big Show can't wait to tell me, Ronbo, man, don't believe everything. You believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. I love me some Big Show. Big Show! Big Show, I'm going to see you smile at the end of the season. I just know it. As that trophy's being held up. I said, Big Show, I told you, man. Lynch and Shanahan have made statements entering the offseason every year that have been questioned. We do this each and every season at the same time, fam. We do. This year was no different regarding a number of things, yes. But tonight we're going to the phones for your take regarding the Niners' first media conference of this July pre-training camp 2023 to see if you have you learned? Are you continuing to question things? Because each and every year something else stands out. We question Lynch and Shanahan at the beginning of the season, things they say and do, and then they go silent. It's like they flatline for like a 4 to 6 week period. And then the speculations and the media start going to work on that. They're given that foundation to do their thing. And then we feed on it, and then we come up with our own rumors. And the 49ers sitting there, none of they're wondering what the hell's wrong. I didn't say that, although Kyle has said some things that maybe and he's asked to be given a break. But Kyle, you need to stop. And the other day you just said nothing's definite with the quarterbacks. Nothing's been, as you put it, nothing's set in stone. And then today, what did you say? Before we get into that, the 49ers signed cornerback Terrence Mitchell to a 1-year deal, according to the team announcement today. But the frightening news was that overrode anything about Terrence Mitchell was the fact that Mitch was Miskowski, active non-football injury list. I mean, start grabbing your chest, What the hell did I just read? Turns out it's not as bad. Mitch Wisnowski on the active non-football injury list. Matt Miyoko of NBC Sports Bay Area reported, quote, he was lifting weights away from the facility and tweaked his back. To what degree? How bad is it? He's a kicker. Your back has to be okay, or you're not going to be able to lift that leg up and put any torque behind that leg to kick. But the injury is not considered long-term. Let's exhale. We're okay. Because who do we have to do that? Well, what we don't want is a dead leg Jake. He can't do both. Because they were going to do that with Mitch. Remember last year we said, Kyle, just let Mitch do the kickoffs, man. The ball's reaching like the 30-yard line. We don't need any returns. And Mitch would put that thing back into the stadium. So we'll see. About Terrence Mitchell, though, he entered the NFL as a seventh-round pick of the Cowboys in 2014. So we're talking about a decade of his playing. He has played for 6 teams. He's pretty much a journey, but he most recently was appearing in 11 games with 5 starts. Last season, totaling 39 tackles, an INT, 4 passes defense, and a forced fumble. He also has spent time with the Bears back in 2015, at Chiefs 2016 and 2017, Browns 2018 to 2020 in Texas 2020. He just keeps moving. I guess he gets put out or gets tired of wherever he is. Mitchell has appeared in 94 games with 56 starts and has registered 305 tackles, a sack, 9 INT, 63 passes defended, 10 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery. Mitchell also has played 4 postseason games, tallying 14 tackles and 1 pass defense. Fam, you know what? Whenever I read about guys with these kind of resumes, I wonder, why in the hell hadn't he stayed somewhere? That's not all that bad. If he stayed somewhere longer, he'd probably have bigger numbers than that, right? Because he spends 1 year here, 2 years there. He's the, who's that can't get a job but it's a pretty good player every year leaving? Oh, the edge rusher. Jadeveon Clowney. Clowney, I think Clowney does this, it's by design. What Clowney does is he gets out of preseason workouts, all right? He says, that's unacceptable. I'm not coming over to your team. Okay, fine. Waits a couple more weeks. Jadeveon Clowney will be signed in about 3 weeks, is my prediction. Not with us. No. So I'm figuring Terrence might be camp roster fill-in, maybe I'm thinking, because I don't know if the 49ers. And usually the guys like this, they come and say, listen, if you can show us something, you know, I'm just letting you know. We won't hesitate to bring you in. And then you got rookie cornerback Darrell Luter was placed on the physically unable to perform due to a knee injury he sustained during the offseason program. You know, it's an indefinite thing with him. They're not going to give a date on him. GM John Lynch did say, though, quote, he is expected to sit out a few weeks. What does that mean? See, a lot of things you're never going to be given the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help the 49ers. Specifically, quarterback Brock Purdy, though. How about his injury, right? This is the thing everybody said, what? So a lot of people don't want to believe. Papa, I bet you any amount of money, Papa Dragon said, Ronbo, man, you lead up anything. Man, how gullible are you? Papa, I'm just saying, man. I ain't saying one way or the other. Okay. John Lynch jumped on that question. No, Brock is cleared and ready to go. He's been cleared. That's English, right? He's been cleared means he's okay, right? I don't know. You be the judge. I want to hear what you're thinking about this. He's going to be without restrictions. Nothing unclear about that. Now, having said that, we're sticking and we're adhering to a plan that's been put in place for some time. He got after it the last couple of days. We upped his pitch count. So it was kind of the peak of the buildup. And so he'll take off day one. But we believe in that plan. So he's cleared without restriction. There will be some time off, due to pitch count and all that, sticking to the plan. But the great news is Brock has worked his tail off and he's ready to go. Fred Warner actually testified to that. You caught Fred Warner. That made me laugh so hard. Fred Warner's up there talking. Brock Purdy has been cleared. No, I didn't know that. The 49ers run a covert operation even within the ranks. Question, will he be the quarterback who takes the first reps with his team? Will he be running with the first team offense? Kyle Shanahan said, quote, he will when he's out there. The throwing plan is a little different. We're never going to have him go 3 days in a row. And so like today, he threw just with his schedule from the weekend and everything. So today he threw, so tomorrow he won't practice. It's understandable, actually. You don't want to overdo it, right? It doesn't necessarily mean the 49ers are lying and that there really is something still wrong. They're trying to work through it. Could be, I don't know. So the other guys will do the same thing as OTAs. Kyle continues to say they'll both go with the ones, and then Brock will have practices 2 and 3 to go. Then they'll take the next one off. And so keep going that way, unquote. The time frame that was cited was 3 months, a 3-month ramp-up program. Question, it's been 2 months since he started. That's the quote. And John Lynch, Dr. Meister, everybody had always said, now remember, we're speaking in timelines. These are guidelines, but there's markers along the way. He's continued to hit his markers, and to the point where Dr. Meister, that's the 49ers team doctor, by the way, Dr. McAdams, they felt comfortable. Our guys felt comfortable. A lot of that's a testament to Brock and his work ethic, some good genes, and I think it's all good news. Unquote. Now, the next question, is there a time frame for when he'll be full go? 3 days in a row, keep going like normal? Question mark. And Kyle Shanahan jumped right in. Yeah, I think the goal is a couple of weeks from now. Really? I haven't looked that far past. We won't change that until that happens. And as long as it keeps staying on the course, then he'll eventually go all the days. Unquote. Next question, as far as quarterback tomorrow, will it be like the spring where you'll alternate quarterback Sam Darnold and quarterback Trey Lance with the ones? Shanahan is most likely we're going to go through that this afternoon as the coaches, so that is most likely what we're going to do. You notice? Did you notice in the conference that Kyle also feels like he's got a problem with the new kid that came in from the Browns? Kyle said he came in and did a good job, and he's earned a position with the team. The four, Fam, the 49ers, is there a paranoia about what took place last year in the NFCCG? Kyle Shanahan's going to train as many quarterbacks as he possibly can. Hell, I'm figuring Christian McCaffrey is going to take some serious reps at quarterback, right along with Kyle Juszczyk and anybody else who can sling it. We're not having that crap that happened in the NFCCG. Why in the hell did that happen, and why in that particular game? We could have made adjustments after that game had it not been for that. No, it's got to happen to the NFCCG. And then we're out. And everybody, y'all choked again. But Kyle Shanahan went on, but I hope you guys allow me to change my mind if we do it differently. But we'll make sure if it's even for them. Whether we split it up that one day or we give one practice and the guy, the next one that Brock's not there. That's enough on that. I just want to, I'm pretty sure you watched it. Most people did. I just pointed out some things I says, Kyle, boy, you better not be kidding, Kyle. You and John, man, because y'all be. I have to trust them though, because everything they've said. Remember, they rarely renege on what they're saying, but they do say things that they left out a lot of times. When you catch them, and they'll say something later. No, I said from the beginning. Kyle's get at that with a straight face, like, what are you talking about, face? Nick Bosa remains unsigned, fam. That's been a question. Where do things stand with Nick and his extension? John Lynch, he jumped up real quick, got it up. So look, everybody's reporting today. 12:30 is our first kind of event as a team. That will be our conditioning test, our tempo run, as we call it. I've seen various players, but have not seen Nick, and I would expect that he's not here to start off. We're having really good communications with NFL player agent Brian Eralt. He's got good, competent people that we have an immense amount of respect for working for him, and we're working diligently to try to come to an agreement. I think the challenges you're talking about, a real special player, you're talking about one of the better players in the league. You could argue that could simplify things, but I think at times it's just finding that sweet spot and where is the right spot, and we're committed to working towards that. I just spoke with Brian this morning. We're also committed. You guys might have heard Bengals owner Mike Brown today. We're going to keep things private. I always appreciated that as a player. I feel like there's some sanctity to those things. You don't want everything being aired out, and so we've agreed with Brian and Nick to keep our dealings private. So I think that's the extent of what I'll say, and when there's updates, we'll give them to you. Fam, you know what? I really appreciate it. Thank God there's sanity this year to this particular period. Last year it was like that was the most insane offseason we've had in a long time. The Debo thing. Speaking of Debo, Debo is trying to show everybody, look, man, y'all got to take me seriously right now. Debo's sending Kyle photos of himself with no shirt on. All that. Kyle said, I think that's the most picture from a grown-ass man that I've ever got with no clothes on a daily basis. Debo, we get it, man. You're ready. Debo's ready. That's exciting, though. Debo's ready. But thank God for the sanity, fam. That's why it's been so quiet this offseason. There's nobody out there airing their laundry and letting everybody know the negotiations, the progress is being made, the progress is not being made. We don't hear about players scrubbing their wall. This is why it's for a guy like Nick Profile. This is a very high-profile player. We're talking about the Defensive Player of the Year, and there's no noise coming out of San Francisco, out of the facility in Santa Clara, and I'm delighted. I really am, man. Because I'm saying, this is boring, but it's peaceful. And that's okay. I don't need to drag it through the mud anyway. It's not necessary. And I hope this sets a precedent for the future. Next year, who's ever getting signed, Ayuk, don't go nuts. Don't scrub your wall. Don't draw attention. Work with the Niners. And I predict Nick gets signed. How sometimes odd hours of the day, Nick Bosa has been signed to an exorbitant amount of money, and it's going to be huge. He is the highest paid defensive player in the league. I expect it any time. I really do. Isn't that pleasant? We get enough stress from being 49er fans as it is. Dodging bullets is our thing. You hear about Mitch Wisnowski. What the hell, man? Mitch? No. And then, he's okay. God. Here's a man. Hey, it's time for chill. Pill. Phil, get in here, please. And add some more niceness to this whole thing.
How you doing?
Phil?
Hey, Ronbo.
Hey, Phil. Yeah. Has anything unexpected in your mind?
What was that?
Anything unexpected in your mind? I kind of wondered. It's been cleared up now.
Mitch Wisnowski. What the hell is he lifting weights for?
Anyway, isn't that heavy?
He's a damn punter.
I don't know.
Now he can't practice holding for
Jake Moody. Oh, they need to get used to that. That's right. There's a drawback.
Mitch doesn't need to practice punts, but he needs to practice holds.
Well, yeah, they got to get that down. That's a timing thing between kicker and his holder.
But, I'm not worried. They got plenty of time. But, and I'm not worried about Nick. He's going to get signed. They're just working out the details. I bet you the overall general money has already been decided.
And agreed upon, except
They're
for a little
probably
fine
working
writing.
out, what bonuses and things like that he can get and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So I'm not worried. And Kyle and John aren't worried that Nick's going to come in like Debo out of shape.
Not this year. Debo's in shape.
No,
Kyle will testify to that.
Nick's never out of shape.
I know.
That's the thing.
Even in the off season, guys flexing.
So I mean, I knew Brock when I saw Brock doing high fives at Oracle Park after a Giants game or during a Giants game. I knew he was going to be ready for preseason, so I had no worries, none. And
Phil, I want to ask you this though. Now, the situation with Trey, and Kyle addressed it to a degree. Now he's set back again because the 49ers seem fully focused and dedicated to getting Brock back in line and on his way to the starting day.
Well, he's going to have one day out of every 3 to start with the first team, so he'll get his reps.
You think Trey and okay? Because I'm wondering, is the focus going to be now? It's all about Brock, but you're right. 3 days, that pacing, you can get a lot of reps in those days when Brock's not there.
So Trey and Sam will get their reps with the first team when Brock's not throwing.
Yeah, that's exactly what Kyle said, actually. So,
and, Kyle and John don't clear Brock. Brock was cleared by the medical staff.
Yeah.
They said he's good to go with no restrictions.
Yeah.
But the Niners, Kyle and John are putting on restrictions just because they're taking it cautious.
As they should.
And even Brandon Ayuk said at Richard Sherman's podcast that he said Brock's fine. He's throwing stronger than he was before he got injured because he saw him throw.
Yeah. And what reporter asked about that? Is there how about the velocity that it throws in Castle? I'm not trying to find out about any velocity right now.
Well,
I love
John
those kind of
followed
questions.
up and said we had a GPS on him and he's throwing fine.
Yeah.
So I am not worried. In fact, his arm could be stronger because of all the rehab.
That's been said a lot about this operation.
It happens a lot with baseball players. They end up getting stronger sometimes. So, everybody relax. We're going to be fine.
Yeah. So, I'm looking forward to this.
Ronbo, I'm here to relax you. So you're not
Which is not common for you, Phil. I like that. Yeah, it is. That's why I call you Chill Pill Phil. Although you've been unchill recently, though.
This year, Brock's going to start week 1, and he's going to start week 18. So,
There you
And this
go.
is the first year Kyle's had 4 healthy quarterbacks going into at any time during the season. So,
Hey, the league
you know, remember
passed that
last
on.
year,
Yeah, the
Jimmy
league
was
passed it
hurt.
on. Yeah. Well, Jimmy,
So,
Jimmy's going to get hurt.
yeah.
Even if Jimmy doesn't start off hurt, he's going to find a way. There's going to be a way he's going to get hurt somehow anyway. So,
I'm
you
just
got
glad
4
Jimmy
guys.
passed his physical because that means we get another third
Third
round
round
comp.
pick. Yes, indeed. So, yeah.
So we got a first, a second, 3 thirds, a fourth, 2 fifths, 2 sixths, 2 sevenths. So
You can already
we'll
hear
be
that
able to
rhythm.
draft some players
Oh.
next year. So
Because the draft was no fun the last couple of years. So, now next year, it's going to be like a pizza party time. Draft day. Oh, no, we have picks.
yeah,
And the 49ers have traded back up into the first round. Whoa! We used some last one in the third round. But yes.
well, it's going to be pick 32 in the first round.
An offensive lineman, probably a tackle. Oh, are you going to trade up and see if you can get an offensive lineman? I would.
You're going to have to trade up, but a pick 32
Who?
means the 6.
The what? Oh, I see what you're doing there. I didn't see what you were doing there for a minute, man. The picture's clear. Lombardi. Ooh la la.
Yep. So anyway, Ronbo,
Ooh la la.
I'm liking where we're at. The team's feeling good. Everybody's motivated. Listening to Ayuk the other day on Richard Sherman's podcast, he's all fired up.
I
and
loved it.
He challenged on Twitter the defensive guys. He goes, "You're wearing a white shirt. I'm coming after you at practice." All the defensive guys got all fired up and started tweeting back, and so they're fired up. Debo's fired up.
Yeah, just don't ask Debo any questions anymore in any programs, but yeah, he's definitely fired up.
So, I'm liking it, and let everybody pick the Eagles because I think the Eagles are going to go down like the Titanic.
Some teams get more. Phil, when did we ever get that kind of respect? Even after we won,
We're
when
not on
Harbaugh
the
was
East
around,
Coast, Ronbo. We're
we
not
never
on the
got.
East Coast.
God, it's so mortifying. It's frustrating.
And they don't have faith in our quarterback. There's a lot of guys that initials are BS that
I like that.
doesn't like our quarterbacks. But as Steve Young put it in his interview, just keep going against Brock and he'll make you look stupid. So
I tell you, because as hard as he works, he got that arm back into shape, and not everybody probably was going to be able to do that. And
no,
I'm kind of impressed with that because that means he is really not wanting to get left behind. In fact, he told Kyle he was concerned about the fact that he was missing out on reps, and Kyle told him chill out. They strongly believe in him.
Well,
I guess it's yeah.
No, I expect a big jump from Brock, and if he does any kind of jump, we're going to be right there as the best record in the NFC. I think for sure.
Yeah.
And
but remember Kyle told him when he said he wasn't getting enough reps. Hey, you had one throw before you came in last year. Can you imagine? This is why the thing is, when people underestimate Brock Purdy and say this about him and brush him off, I don't say that because, I don't know, guys. That dude, he came in after 8 weeks of sitting around playing on the scout team, and he looked like that. I am curious as to what he looked like.
I mean, he was nearly Rookie of the Year.
No, that's phenomenal, actually. I got to respect that. We're going to find out, though, as the days go by later. I don't know what I would
I think he's fine. He's going to be fine. The team's behind him. Trey's got to keep working, and just be ready in case his chance comes around. And same with Sam.
Yeah.
I like our quarterback room. We're in good shape.
Let's get that fourth kid ready too. I'm scared now, Phil. I'm snake bit. I wouldn't walk through the jungle without hot boots all the way up to my thighs.
There comes a time when we're going to get lucky, like every other team has their one shot. at being lucky. We're due. So
Wait, past. Can you imagine, Phil?
we're due.
That 6 Lombardi means we are tied with the greatest in the Super Bowl era of all time. That's it. 6, 6,
Yep.
6. It's the devil's
But
code,
I
but I'll
want a
take it
6
until
and
we
a
get to
7 and
7.
an 8.
Hey, Phil.
But anyway, Ronbo.
Always fun to talk to you.
No, I'm just fired up about this year.
You should be. We got a great team. We had one last year, too. Damn it. Anyway, Phil, I'll see you Friday, okay?
All right, Ronbo.
We're going to have some fodder to work with Friday. Yeah, all right. I'll see you there.
Yeah, we're going to have some video of practice and see what's going on.
Yeah.
So,
Let's see, and this year...
I'm probably going to head down there I'm definitely going to be down there for a
that should
couple
be
of the
fun.
practices that I got tickets to. So,
And this year, the question is, can Javon Kinlaw and Grant Cohn leave each other alone? I'll see you.
listen, there's two guys that, Rudy gets under your nerves, but two guys get under my nerve, and that's Grant Cohn and Florio.
Oh, Florio, that's a universal thing. Mike Florio is just... Anyway, I'll see you Friday, Phil. Have a great evening.
He's still bringing up, what's his name from Minnesota.
I know. He doesn't have any content. God. All right, Phil.
All right, Ronbo, take care.
You too. Bye for now. Well, it's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. Hey, show, you know what's so funny? Somebody on Twitter asked me, they were talking to Tony. Tony dropped in on Twitter today for the first time in a while. Is, hey, aren't you the guy that Ronbo has got that song for? No! It's the big show, man. What are you talking about? Show!
Say that one. Welcome to Fantasy Island. Wow.
So
anyway,
and I saw your comment on Trey. You've got to believe. You've got to believe. Go ahead, Show. I know you don't. Prove it.
No, what did they ask on Twitter?
Oh, the guy on Twitter.
Yeah, I didn't hear the comment.
Oh yeah, no, I saw on Twitter. He was talking to Tony, right? Hawaii Tony, and he said, "Hey, aren't you the guy that Ronbo's singing? We got the theme song for?" And no, that's the Big Show. Tony's not the Big Show. Tony's Tony from Hawaii. I actually do.
Oh, you have several people with theme songs on here, not just me.
I said the blue waters. I guess so. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, there you go. I guess that's a theme song.
I get so carried away with that. I guess I forget the people. And you got Razor, not Razor, but
yeah.
About
Mahoney.
Yeah, Mahoney. That's true. I got theme songs for you guys that are regulars. Appreciate you guys. You know that.
Of course, we appreciate you for letting us voice our opinions, regardless if people like them or not. So,
get in here and give me your opinion on this situation. Now, you've been watching and monitoring the situation and having appreciated it for a long time, and now Shanahan has come in and upturned some of your thoughts. What are you going to do?
I don't live in Fantasyland. I always go into every season very cautious. I don't say we're going to be the 32nd pick. I don't say we're going to be winning the Super Bowl. I don't say we're even going to be making the playoffs. I always go in with a cautious approach because anything drastic can happen, like it did in the NFCC game, like it did in 2021, like it did in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Stop.
anything can happen.
You're killing me. You're killing me. Okay.
And not only that, we are going into the season with a rookie kicker. That is the position that nobody is talking about. Everyone's ignoring. And we could be 3 points away from a wild card spot, and our rookie kicker could just freeze up and miss a 3-point field goal.
But you're talking these things into existence. He'll be fine.
This is why you gotta come back down to reality here a little bit. Yes, we have a great team, but there's also factors you also have to worry about, and take into consideration. Like, stop living in fantasy land. We're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to be the 32nd pick. Oh my God! I'm not here to tell you that. I'm not here to spoil your expectations
But
at the
you
end of
have
the
no
season.
problem telling us to buy a black suit and get ready for a 49er funeral at the end of the season, though, Show. That's not just as bad.
I mean, it's been the consistent theme year in and year out. Like, what do you expect is going to be different this year?
Jake Moody.
Honestly, be honest with yourself. What is going to be different this year? What?
Okay, I just want you to know that at the end of the season, I want you to public apology first for doubting the team to this level.
I will definitely do that, but right? I really don't think I'm going to.
And I know you want to. I do. But deep down inside, you're entertaining, but nothing but positive thoughts. But this is your defense mechanism. And I know the Show. You've been doing this for a long time, and I got you now. I know what you're doing. You'll be fine. I'm telling you. You're doing the right thing, actually. A lot of us probably should adopt this, but I refuse to. I like
because
getting
it's been
shot in the back.
It's been a theme every year. It's been a theme every year with this regime. People don't understand that.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. This is and it's true. We've been through this too many times. I agree. And it's time.
I just don't see I don't even see what's different this year. I really don't. Other than the addition of CMC, but that's about it. And
you have a level of maturity now with these guys, Show. That counts for even more than CMC. The 49ers have been there and done. If you talk about a team that's battle-tested and hardened, the 49ers are you can another comparison would be them and the Marines. These guys are tough. Mentally, physically, they are so ready for this. Yeah.
You can't take that away from them. I mean, I just don't. I really don't see anything different than the past. Besides the beginning of the first 2 years, I really don't see anything different. The past 6 years, 5 years, I don't. I really don't. We still have yet the quarterback position to be solved. We don't know what Brock Purdy's going to look like. It's good news that he's cleared, but we don't know what he's going to look like. That's the thing. This was on his throwing arm. You know.
Okay, let's look at that 49er defense for a second. Now, do you have any issues with it? Doubts.
Any issues? I have no issues
Doubts,
with their talent.
Worries, concerns.
I have no issues with their talent at all. It's just the quarterback position that's holding us back, and Kyle Shanahan's ego.
You got to trust him.
That always gets us killed every single year. Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's left a scar. I understand that, but I don't know. You learn from these things. Hopefully they learn from these things. I mean, Kyle Shanahan.
He hasn't learned.
Well, he's been growing as a head coach. And remember, Show,
he
came in as
grayer,
a rookie
Ronbo,
head
that's
coach.
it. He's getting grayer on his facial hair.
Kyle looks worn out, doesn't
That's about it. That's the only thing that's getting noticeable.
He's under pressure, so he's feeling
noticeably different.
Yeah, he's learning. He's talking to his dad.
Hopefully,
he's growing.
But I'm glad Brock's cleared to play, but it's going to be the same movie over and over again until people finally wake up and realize. I love the optimism from some of the fans, but come on, be real with ourselves. We've seen this movie before, and we know how it ends. It doesn't end so good. As long as this regime is here. So
it could be worse. I mean,
it could be, absolutely. There's no doubt about that.
We could be the Texans up until this last year. Who are some of the franchises that we could be? The Browns. The Browns have had a stacked roster for how long? Show, when you compare us with a lot of teams, the Rams finally lucked up and got what they got. But you know what? They're going back to where they belong. This last year they've already started, and that will continue for a while. So the 49ers have maintained some kind of consistency since we got up on the horse. The COVID year, I refuse to take that year seriously as an indictment against the 49ers and their organization. But I don't want to see it again if that's not the case. That's the thing. I look for a strong team.
if we don't get this quarterback position solved, we aren't going to see anything noticeably different anytime soon.
Well, okay.
So that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
And I'm happy Brock's healthy. I'm happy he's cleared, but he is going to be coming back down to reality. A lot like Geno Smith will be this year. So
He hasn't been around as long as Geno Smith. Geno Smith came into the league looking bad, and only recently did he come in doing better. Now, Brock came into the league looking good. There's a little difference.
Yeah, anyways, that's kind of my 2 cents of what I took from today. Like, calm down. Come back down to reality, people. Come on. Like, stop sipping the whatever you're sipping and live in the real world.
I just can't wait.
Patrick Mahomes is the king of the NFL right now.
I know, but I can't wait to hear you when things shift for the better. And Show,
I hope.
Will you believe it though?
The Earths will have to
tilt to the left.
I don't know. Move towards the West Coast or something. I don't know. For that force to happen. So I don't know, man. I really don't see any difference this year. I really don't. Other than we added another defensive lineman. Ooh, what's that going to do?
The pieces are being stacked together. McCaffrey is a game changer. I suspect that Hargrave, another game changer. And we're talking about game changing from a team that was already playing at a high level. So, Show, I really think there's some reason for optimistic thoughts. So you ought to see if you can find a few. Listen, we're going to go now, though. And listen,
right.
don't make
take
yourself too depressed.
Don't my comments, everyone. Don't get all butthurt or your pennies in a wad. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, whether you like it or not. Get over it. Go get over it. All right, take care, y'all. Have a great night. Shout out to everyone. Right.
And he left with an attitude. Oh, Jalen. Jalen.
Rams off from bomb. Seahawks have won the ring with 10 years in college. I know that can't be fun.
You know what's fun, Jay? It's going to be next year. The Rams are going to be in their second year without being relevant, right? And Rudy's still running around through Twitter, just getting on everybody's damn nerves, right? I said, Rudy, let's wait another couple of years. You still talk about how old the 49ers rings are, right? Now yours is about 4 or 5
Ronbo,
years
nobody
old now.
cares about what the Ronbo. I'm gonna cut you off right there, Ronbo, and I'm sorry that I have to. Nobody cares about the Rams. No, I don't. I honestly don't at this point. I honestly don't. Like, they're not doing shit. And Geno Smith, all this shit Gene D, all the shit he's talking, saying that they're gonna win the division. You do realize that means they have to beat y'all as well, right? See, y'all, you think so the Rams gonna beat y'all, Seattle? Rams just gonna come in. Hey, excuse me, Seattle. Let me just beat San Francisco, and y'all just get second. No, bro. They have to beat y'all as well. You can't just go straight to first. You have to beat two. They clearly just don't understand that. I mean, I get, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, but let's be logical here, dog. Seattle, y'all really just gonna let the Rams just beat y'all? Rams, y'all really think y'all can beat Seattle? Like, let's be realistic here. That's not happening. Number two, Ronbo, I have a quick question for the chat and to you.
Okay.
What is this so-called, I don't know if it's a metaphor, what is this so-called ceiling that we claim that Trey Lance had over Justin Fields? Like, what is this? What's a ceiling supposed to be exactly? Like, I don't understand it.
Jalen, you could get chat. See if you can address that question, Jalen. You can ask 50 people that, and I guarantee you'll get 50 different responses. Because my feeling is, okay, if we can measure potential, let's say you imagine potential.
It's the same player, Ronbo. They're basically. That's what I'm saying. Like, I get Mac Jones, but Trey Lance and Justin Fields physically, that's basically the same guy. If anything, one of them's more athletic. Why would you not take the more athletic one? I mean,
Jalen, it gets better. Trey was supposedly had the highest ceiling of any quarterback in his class. I'm talking Trevor Lawrence.
That's a damn lie, Ronbo. That's a damn lie. That's a damn lie. That's a damn lie, dog. That's a lie.
The kid,
like, bro, what
went to the Jets. He's right about the Jets, but man, I don't know.
Because he threw 0 picks. So if you throw 0 picks, you got a higher ceiling than 2 guys who was been projected since high school to be top 2 picks, which was Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields. So because you throw 0 picks in college, you got the highest ceiling.
Well,
Ronbo, look at the guys he played. Look at who he played. Name me 2 teams right now, Ronbo. I'll send you $50. Name me 2 teams.
Okay, but it's not fair because I don't watch college football. But
Ronbo, I could at least tell you 2 teams Justin Fields played. He played Georgia. I mean, damn, I could name teams that these other guys played. Trey Lance didn't play nobody. He didn't play nobody.
They look at other things about a quarterback. Look. You know who else came from that school, right?
Who?
The guy that nobody gets along
with.
Oh,
Carson Wentz?
You know?
Yeah, but Ronbo, you got to think about who was coming out in the draft with him. He had Dak and Jared Goff. I mean, shit, it ain't much to work with. But when you got a chance at Mac Jones or Justin Fields, you take Trey Lance, that's a problem. Ronbo, we're going to be looking real stupid if Trey Lance is on the bench mid-season and Justin Fields is in the MVP conversation. We're going to be really feeling stupid. I'm not going to lie. We're going to be feeling stupid. But it's not going to matter because Brock Purdy is back. So I digress. We're safe.
You know what the draft is, though. The draft is a shot in the dark. You hope you hit something.
Yeah, that was a damn crazy shot, though, Ronbo. I mean, I would have thought. I mean, like I said, I was more so happy that it wasn't Mac Jones than I was happy for it being Trey Lance. I mean,
Jalen. No, to be fair, Justin's been out there for 3 years, and this is his 3rd year coming up. Yeah, he's been out on the field the whole time.
Trey hasn't. Justin Fields has beat us once and damn near beat us his rookie year. So I can't say nothing about him. I can't say nothing about him.
Forgot about
you can
that.
call him trash all you want. Did he not beat us?
I have not said a word.
Did
about
he not
Justin.
beat us? Did he not embarrass our defense on 4th down?
I
ain't
ran
gonna
around
lie.
that corner.
I mean,
and 40 yards of real estate in every direction. They couldn't come in closer.
So as bad as y'all want to talk about Justin Fields, he sure looked like a good quarterback when he played us.
You're part of a camp that really, there's a large contingent of people that definitely wanted Justin Fields. You speak for a lot of people, so.
Yeah, Ronbo, I never quite understood what this so-called stealing was. I mean, it was because he just threw less picks. So I guess if you just throw the least amount of picks, then you projected to be the best quarterback.
They're looking.
Or is it because he played under center? Because he played under center?
And there is
so Kyle Shanahan, this so-called greatest coach, Kyle Shanahan, you can't coach playing under center and less picks into Justin Fields. But you're supposed to be this guru, but you can't coach 2 things that's holding him back. You can't coach that into him. But he's supposed to be the second best coach. He's supposed to be, in some eyes, the best coach in the league. But he can't coach 2 things into a quarterback. I mean,
like I say, this is after the fact. It's hard to come up with any. My opinion now, it's a moot point. You just can't put anything to this with any substance, other than what we're seeing now, which is like a little unfair at the time when they picked those quarterbacks out, though.
Ronbo, but man, that kid, Justin, boy, we're gonna see this year. All I'm saying is, Ronbo, if Justin Fields is in the MVP conversation this year, we're automatically just going. We're come on now. You look at how we're gonna be looking.
Yeah,
look at how we're gonna be looking, Ronbo.
That would be
if he's in the MVP conversation, dog. And Trey Lance isn't even on the field, bro. He's a bust.
Period.
We went through this. He's a bust.
We went through this already, though. Remember, Patrick Mahomes could have had him. Could have had Deshaun Watson. Of course, there's a lot of massage parlors in the Bay Area, though. Maybe not. Who else came out of that draft?
Ronbo, you are wow. Ronbo, and Ronbo,
the boy has a fetish.
Look at the right tackle position, Ronbo. Kyle, you didn't have to touch it. Trent Brown was there. Why did you bother it? Look at the defensive tackle position up until now. DeForest Buckner was fine. Why did you bother him? 2 positions we've been having problems with. We were fine with before Kyle got there, and he fucked it up. And still haven't been able to fix it.
That is a sore spot. I agree with Trent Brown a lot, man. And they put him on the plane a night or so before they drafted Mike McGlinchey. And karma came back and bit us in the booty over and over and over. Oh my God, that was a
Why did
bad
we get
move.
rid of DeForest Buckner, Rombo? I mean,
we got outbidded, you know. So
Rombo, if we found enough money to get Javon Ridge out of nowhere,
they
Cal could have found some money for DeForest Buckner. Let's
they
be
learned their
real. He could have
lesson.
found some money for DeForest Buckner.
You're right. They learned. You be losing all pro tackles. You better find a way. And DeForest, you heard what DeForest said. He said the 49ers just came with me to final offer and wouldn't even talk about it. And that's what pissed him off. Buckner probably would have taken $1 more million than was on his contract, from what some people are saying.
I mean, Rombo, he fucked up the right tackle position, haven't fixed it. Fucked up the defensive tackle position. Now, depending on how good Hargreaves is and how long he can play, he fucked that position up. And quarterback, you've had a shot at the top 3 pick twice, and you've missed. Rombo, he was confident. Let's just think about this, y'all. He was confident with Brian Hoyer going into that season. He was really confident saying Brian Hoyer was the guy. Let's just think about that. Brian Hoyer?
He knew Brian was a placeholder until he could get his boy out of Minnesota. Listen, Jenny, you know what's so funny?
But why would
I
you
can
try
picture,
to take that chance, though? Why would you try to take a chance on getting Kirk Cousins and you got the 3rd pick?
Jenny,
the 3rd pick.
We got to stop.
Jesus,
I
Kyle.
can already see Big Show sit back clapping as you're talking, too.
I know he is because I'm making points. Jesus Christ, Kyle. I need my ring by 2025, but you're not getting that 3rd contract. But at the end of the day, we still the kings of the West. Kyle and Nee need a 2-year rest. And Gene D can keep on coming in here crying because the 49ers going to be the best. Let's not forget, Nick Mullins beat the Raiders on national TV, and people on North Sentinel Island and Skull Island, and damn it, even people in the Hollow Earth heard about that game. It was a massacre. A Thursday night thwacking. A Thursday night throwback. Boy.
Don't forget about the space station.
Rombo, let me get up out of here, dog. Right. Man, y'all think about that for a second. He was confident with Brian Hoyer, and we not crucifying this man. Wow.
Jalen gets it all off his chest, don't he? Steve-O says, was going to watch your podcast, Ronbo, but I hear a new podcast has a higher ceiling. You know, really, fam, that is a term that needs if you look in the dictionary, I'm not sure what does that mean? Kevin A., Nick Bosa should get 5 years, $150 million, $30 million a year, highest paid defensive end ever. And that's probably going to be the case. And if for no other reason that the league standard has moved up a long ways since God knows how long when. You know, can you imagine some players from the past that would get paid now, what they would get paid? Man. So anyway, guys, thanks for those contributions. Always appreciated. Hey, Steven. Stephen in Rome. Stephen. Right. Charles. Charles, come on in here, man. I think about you every time. Daryl Luter Jr. Charles, come on in.
What's going on, Ronbo? It's good to chime in and hear your voice again.
I always appreciate you, fam. You know, as I said, I'm looking at the dailies and I see Luter Jr. indefinitely out. Now they're telling us what happened to him. They wouldn't say anything in the beginning, but apparently he strained a knee.
Yeah, he strained.
So that could be okay soon. Actually,
and they said he had a bone bruise.
Yeah, that's not something that should take him out for the whole season. The unfortunate thing is, though, he'll miss.
I think they said.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think they said he's going to be out for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he'll be back. But they said the last OTA that he was a part of, that's when it happened.
Yeah. He's out there working hard, and he hurt himself. But not seriously. As long as I don't hear the word ACL or anything like that, I'm confident that he'll be okay. He'll be okay. So he'll be back. Because, Charles, no matter how much I give you a hard time about Luter Jr., I want him to do well. Just know that.
Oh yeah.
I'm just standing up for my boy Demo.
Well, he's not going to disappoint. I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, he sounds solid.
Yeah, he's not going to disappoint. They think highly of him. They don't ever. They said that Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, they said that in their conference they had, well, I think it was yesterday. They
Yeah.
think highly of him. They didn't say they think highly of Demo.
You had to take a shot at my boy, didn't you? They've already showed how they feel about Demo. They let him
Yeah,
know
but
he is number one for now.
the person that I'm really I'm really I can't wait for training camp to start. I really want to see
Tomorrow, actually.
McKivitz, man. I can't wait to see
Oh,
McKivitz, see what they think about McKivitz.
yes.
You know,
We're
you know,
all
we were stressing last year about Aaron Banks and then the right tackle, the right guard position, and then when they came out
perfect.
looking solid,
Yeah.
it really eased
Encour-
my anxiety
You're
about.
encouraged by that? Good, good, good. Big
Oh yeah,
show.
so now with McKippis coming in, we're kind of anxious about that, but we feel better because we just got two starting guards in 1 year. That's unheard of. And so
Charles,
if
talk about that for a minute. You know why? Because the fact of the matter is, we knew each and every year for the past few years what to expect from Mike McGlinchey, and he never disappointed us. He did
oh
exactly what we
yeah,
thought he was going to do. He looked a little better the last couple of seasons, but just a little better. And we still had those Mike moments,
oh yeah,
and at exactly the wrong time. You didn't hear about him all game long, and that's,
oh yeah,
that's a good thing. But all of a sudden he'd have a breakdown, and something awful would happen at the line of scrimmage.
because
We don't know what's
you
going to happen. It's kind of an exciting
because
thought.
and you know what I thought when that pressure that came off the right side, that they got Brock Purdy injured. I thought it was Mike McGlinchey.
No,
Yeah.
that was a tight end
Oh yeah, I
that
know.
failed
I
on his
know.
assignment.
And then when I saw it was a tight end, I said, man, why in the world would you put a tight end on, that outside linebacker? I didn't get that. I forget what his name is.
McGlinchey was over there. Um,
Yeah, he was over there, but he wasn't the one blocking. But I
no,
still
yeah,
didn't
McGlinchey
understand
was taking it
tight
because
end,
they
a
put the bums
backup
rush
tight
on
end.
him. Yeah, you know what? They were
Um,
going to bring the kitchen sink, and they did. Because that was the book on what you do. Well, that's what you do to a rookie anyway, right? It's a fire drill almost every snap. They were going to make him either endure the pressure or we're going to take him down because he's a rookie. So, and that's what was happening on every snap. That's going to happen
oh
this year too. But he learned a few things from last year, and he beat that the majority of the time. Actually, he got a lot of shots off, but he took a
yeah,
lot of
he
pain.
did.
So
And he felt confident. He felt confident in his protection. They just failed him.
yeah,
That's why he was sitting back in the pocket, holding the ball. Okay, I'm going
and he
through
did
his
hold too long.
progression,
That's got to change.
trying to
He's
make
got to.
sure his play. He doesn't miss his players. I mean that game was so huge. I really believe we would have won that game. And went to the Super Bowl, man.
Oh yeah,
If he would if Brock Purdy would have took it to the Super Bowl, man,
man,
it would
boy.
have been
That'd have been,
my God.
ooh.
I
If he
don't.
would have won the
I
Super
don't.
Bowl, he'd go down
Oh
in
yeah.
football history from now until the end of
Oh yeah,
time. Yeah.
man.
Mr. Irrelevant
You know,
goes all the way to the Super Bowl and wins it. People would never get through talking about that.
man, that would be that man. That'd be the story of the decade.
And the sixth Lombardi, too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Ooh. He beat Patrick Mahomes
Man,
and Tom Brady in the same year. Ooh. But people say
they
it wasn't just him. Well, it's never just him. This is what I think. People don't like to give quarterbacks credit unless their name is Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Drew
yeah.
Brees. I can go on with about four or five others. Justin Herbert's having problems with the Chargers, and he's a great quarterback.
Oh
Aaron
yeah.
Rodgers has been to the Super Bowl one time in his
I
entire
mean,
long career. So I'm saying,
and
it's hard.
I mean, we saw Baker Mayfield. He's always struggling. I mean, we saw,
Think.
the our third string quarterback. We saw him struggle. I mean, all he does is struggle. I don't even know why we have him as a third string quarterback. I'm so mad that
Oh, you
I,
about
I don't
Sam?
I don't like Sam Donald, man. He's just I mean, I think he's a really good backup quarterback, but he needs to be backup on a team like the Texans. You know, yeah, he needs to be third string, to where he's not going to impact the game for maybe 1 to 2 games. If your starting quarterback he goes out for a few plays, and they need to put Sam Darnold in to just hand the ball off, or do some dink and dunk play. He can do that, but he doesn't have that quarterback moxie. He doesn't have that bit. So I don't like him, man. I'm glad he's a third string quarterback, but that's me. Anytime you say the name Sam Darnold, man, it turns my stomach wrong.
Maybe I do sympathize with him though, because he's been through some how many different coaches changes. He's been surrounded by some real bad personnel. There are
But it
things.
has nothing to do with that. Man, look, when you can come into the league and play, it look, Brock Purdy, he wasn't great because Kyle Shanahan made him great. He came into this league being great. That's who he is. And Sam Darnold, he's never gonna be great. I mean, that his main. I remember watching him last year at the end of the year. He strung out. I think the Panthers won about 3 or 4 games in a row,
Yeah,
and he
four.
was going back. He was going back, and he was hitting the same wide receiver that kept getting open. That's all he can do. He can't read coverages. He doesn't have good awareness,
Uh,
and
Charles,
it's
did we watch the
horrible.
same highlights? Because he had some pretty well-timed shots. You know what though? Kyle
But
Shanahan,
they
and like we're
ran the
saying,
ball. They ran
his
the ball really,
judgment.
really heavy.
Yeah, he's got a good arm. He can toss it, but
He got a good arm, but he doesn't have. He can't read the defenses, and he doesn't make really good decisions. I mean, he's Jimmy G with legs, more mobility.
Jimmy makes some bad decisions. You know,
Yeah,
Charles. You can't always judge a quarterback by every mistake. Now, what you should do
man.
is judge him
Man,
on
look,
the entire body of work and any
Brock
successes they
Purdy,
may have had.
man, Brock Purdy is the standard.
Yeah.
He's
Now
the
don't
standard for rookie.
now don't take this energy away. Now, if we lose a couple and he makes a couple errant throws, and I guarantee you,
No, it won't happen.
there's going to be a couple of
No, it won't.
mistakes here and there. You can't
It
change.
won't happen. Look, if it didn't happen last year when it should have happened, when he had the opportunity to mess up,
Yeah.
it's not going to happen.
So,
It's
Charles,
you know
let me get this straight. You're expecting absolute perfection
I'm
from
not
week
no
one.
I'm not expecting perfection, but he's going to show up, and he's going to
You show out.
he's going to make he's going to be an above average quarterback. I can promise you that.
Yeah, that I won't argue on that. He looks
Sam
extraordinary for
Darnold,
somebody who doesn't
Sam Darnold
had
is
no
yeah
time in the
Sam
NFL.
Darnold
I'm still amazed with that.
yeah
Charles,
Sam
we're gonna run
Darnold
out.
is not yeah
We're gonna run out of
yeah
time.
Sam Darnold he's not an above average. He'll never be he'll be an
But
average quarterback at best.
uh,
But
the,
yeah,
the,
I know you got to go. But give me a shout out. I've never gotten a shout out.
you ready for that?
Yeah.
My dude, Charles, man. I done gave you that a long time ago. Many of them. You know what I'm saying? It's too noisy
All
for
right,
some
bro. I love
people.
you, Rumble. When
I'll
you
be
coming
back,
back
fam.
home?
Be back Friday.
Oh,
Because I'm waiting to see what develops in camp, and we'll be able to talk about every quarterback, every play that's made. Because as reporters, they're going to give you their biased reports, but they're always fun.
oh yeah.
All right, fam.
All
All
right,
right,
love you,
Charles.
Rumble.
Talk to you later, fam. And USMC says, I'll support any quarterback as long as they deliver the elusive sixth Lombardi. Yes. This is our year. Can I get a shout out for all the Niner fans overseas? Absolutely. Niners for Warriors abroad, protecting the USA and everything they're interested in. You guys are special. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Ronbo, how's your night going, buddy?
Oh, it's doing great. You know what I'm saying? Man, the season's underway now. No more waiting.
Oh, I
All the
can't wait, man.
questions are
We're getting
about to be
closer and
answered.
closer. It's getting closer, another month. We got preseason and all that stuff, and ready to go. Countdown. Oh, I can't wait.
The party's underway. Michael, are you
Oh, I
are
can't
you
wait. I
buying?
just can't.
Let me just
What?
ask you this. Are you buying when Shanahan and Lynch are selling as far as today's press conference? Did you you believe everything they said? You got any arguments? Do you have any disbeliefs, any doubts, those kind of things? What are you thinking?
Any about the quarterback?
Yeah. Brock Purdy, is
Well,
he
I
healthy?
mean,
Is he
like
ready
I
to
said,
go?
I heard that somebody was saying that they might put Brock on the POP list, but I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't want to rush a kid that fast. I'm afraid if I rush him, what's going to happen? That's what I'm afraid of.
Okay,
You
well,
know?
I just to let you know, Kyle has assured you and me and everybody else that Brock Purdy's right on schedule, and he's working out every other day, and he will indeed be ready to go come day one.
Well, if Shanahan says he's ready, if Shanahan says the horse is ready to go to pull the wagon, then I guess we get ready to pull the wagon.
Yeah, a lot of people say that explain it this way though, Michael. They said if that kind of an injury, it's a clean break, and when it's repaired, you just go back to normal.
Yes. I mean, it can't be any worse than Alex Smith injury. Remember with the leg?
Yeah, and legs. Now, see, there's the thing. You can't compare this to any leg injuries.
Nope.
A lot of baseball players come back from the Tommy John surgery better than they were before. They take a little more time, but they come back and win Cy Young awards.
Throw rockets.
Yeah.
Oh, they throw rockets. Look at the guy from the Red Sox. He's with Texas Rangers. There was a guy who was with the Red Sox a couple years ago. He had Tommy John surgery, and after that, boom, he was throwing pitches. He's with the Texas Rangers right now. He's good, the pitcher.
Yeah.
And with Bosa, I can't wait for the surprise. How much we're hoping that
how long?
We're
2
going to
days?
pay him more.
3 days? Lynch didn't want to tell you. I could tell the way he was saying things.
I think Bosa's going to come out after a couple of days and they're going to surprise you. I think this is a big surprise for all 49er Empire fans.
Yeah.
I think we're going to sign him big. I think this is it.
And he deserves it.
Oh, he deserves every penny of it. Sure, I'll give him my paycheck. He's worth it. I would say here.
Like,
give him my
okay.
paycheck. I know. No, I think. And then Ayuk will get his paycheck next year. Ayuk will get paid big next. And Debo, he might earn it. He might be the next. It might be another guy too.
But Michael, don't you love the peace and quiet and serenity this year with the signing?
Oh, I love
there was no hooping and hollering and
nothing but cars going by the highway.
I know, yeah. This is amazing, man.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
So I'm loving it. Kind of made it too quiet.
And I think it's too quiet. I like to knock on the door and ask Shanahan what's going on.
So
I like to be one of those sneakers.
This is the last year for this kind of quiet, though, Michael. We're winning a lot next year. Now, I don't want to piss Big Show off by saying we're going to win the Lombardi next year, but we're going to make a lot of noise this year.
Oh, yeah. We're going to win the Lombardi. We're going to go to the Super Bowl. We're going to win it. You watch. This is going to be our year. 2024 is going to be our year. I think we're going to win it. I can smell it.
Everything's in place, Michael.
I think we're due. We're due.
Yeah.
A lot of teams might, Kansas City, injuries could happen. Mahomes could get jinxed. Hurts could get jinxed, Defense get better each year. Remember, these defense get better and better each year.
That's right. Michael, Super Bowl teams
every team
traditionally have a problem the following year, though. I mean, Mahomes is an anomaly. They have actually stayed in the Super Bowl picture every year since he's been there, just about. But this is the first year for the Eagles. Well, second year in a while.
Yeah.
They've lost a lot of players. They've changed coaching personnel.
You're lucky if they win the division. Because the Giants and Cowboys are not. The Redskins, forget about them.
See, what you're saying, Michael, what are you saying? Are you saying the Dallas Cowboys are going to finally emerge?
That's it. Dallas Cowboys. I predict them behind the Giants. I think the Giants will finish second.
I'm rooting for the Giants too.
The Big Blue.
Watching Dallas struggle is just hilarious.
Barkley signed a contract for 1 year. Barkley got it they got 1 year now. Barkley. After that, he's gone.
Yeah, no need to insult him. He needs to have a good year so he can get another contract somewhere. I don't know who'd be willing to sign him.
And then my friend thinks that the ex-Cowboys running back could end up going to Houston. Elliott.
Oh, I thought you
You
were talking
know?
about. They just franchise tagged Pollard. So
Yeah.
Michael, just real quickly though, what is it with? I
Mhm.
understand the financial problem with signing running backs because the league has shifted in a different direction now. The
Mhm.
running back emphasis is not as important as it once was. Are we going to have Christopher McCaffrey is like, I guess Christopher McCaffrey is more than a running back, so that's why it gives him a little leverage.
He's like a running back, fullback, receiver, running back. He's like the whole freight train. You put that guy in, he'll knock the whole lines down.
No, yeah,
I'll
he'll
be
be
afraid of
primarily
him.
the reason why we ignite in the fast. That's what I'm
Win
trying to
the
tell
Super
the
Bowl.
show. This offense is a lot different than it has been for the last few years.
Oh,
Now
shut
you've
up,
got
yeah.
a guy that orchestrates
Mhm.
pure hell on offense at all times. And then he's orchestrating the pure hell is actually pure hell. So now you got
And sure doesn't
explosion.
understand now. We got PMC for week one. Last year we picked them up when we played the Chiefs. Now we got it for week one, PMC.
Yeah.
That's the beginning. Picture, he doesn't know football as good as some of his others. He puts negative. He puts all negative about Niners. If you're a true Niner blood fan, you see positive, not negative. You wish the best for everybody. Not this guy sucks. This guy stinks. Come on.
He's scarred. He's felt pain. He's a young guy. He hasn't seen a Super Bowl
Yeah.
yet, and he just
No,
he's not,
I've seen all 5 Super Bowls.
See that's why the younger generation does not feel this.
Hello?
Michael, we gotta go though.
I got all
Michael,
my Super Bowls. Yep.
well, let me see if Friday we're gonna get some info from what's
Perfect,
going on.
Ronbo.
Hello, Silver Sports Garden over here.
All right, good night, everybody.
Hi, Michael. I don't know what's going on the phone. By the way, if you're a new caller, please hold. As soon as you come in, just freeze, and we'll bring you in. This way we keep things a little organized, okay? Appreciate it. All right. We got, Bobo. Okay. Lots of teams would love to have our 3 quarterback problems. You're right, especially as good as our quarterbacks are. Even though Sam Darnold's getting a lot of flack for his pass, I kind of think him and Shanahan might get along for some reason. We'll see. And Trey's going to be fine. You can see that look on his face. You seen that video that came out just yesterday? Trey looks determined, don't he? And that boy's been lifting. My God, he looks strong. Hey, let's go. Hey.
For what it's worth, Ronbo, like I said, and I'm going to say it again, Sam Darnold never really had an offense quite like the 49ers.
Yeah. That's
so
why.
I feel pretty confident almost any QB that has been under offense would look pretty damn good.
Yeah, if he has any kind of skill or talent.
I mean, because look at how good Marcus Mariota. Not Marcus Mariota. What's his name?
Hoyer?
No, Rosen. What's his name?
Oh, Josh Rosen? No,
Josh Rosen. Look at how good Josh Rosen looked. I mean, we made him look like a package deal for the Falcons.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
he does make it, and you'll hear quarterbacks say that too. Playing for Kyle Shanahan is a little different than playing for a lot of. Steven, you know what? Though you put a spotlight on the fact that there's a lot of offensive coaches out there that really shouldn't even be in the NFL. We've seen a few, and that guy over there in with the Chargers, we almost had him, and I was hoping we'd get him that year. He is awful. I feel sorry for Justin Herbert, and they rehired him again. What is that guy's name? My God, he's bad. And some of the decisions he makes during the game.
You know what's crazy, Ronbo, is that Justin Herbert doesn't really have a lot of offense to work with, but he makes it work,
Well,
he uses
he's got one of the best. What's that little guy's name that they don't like? The running back, and he's had a couple of premier wide receivers.
Edelman.
Edelman, yeah.
Edelman?
His name Edelman? No, not Edelman. Anyway, Eckler. Thank you. Eckler is pure hell. They don't like to use him a lot. But again, I go back to the coach. Coach, you could deploy Eckler a little more often, which would make your passing game even more effective. You got a couple of premier wide receivers. Steven, I believe you and I could go in there and have a talk with him, and we can improve that offense overnight. The guy's an idiot. And that timeout he called, God.
I didn't want to interrupt. I didn't want to interrupt, but you need to stop. The reason that offense is great is because of Eckler. He just got paid. No.
Yeah, no, I know.
You need
but,
to watch the Chargers again. No,
but
no.
Herbert's
That
a pretty
offense
good
is great
quarterback.
because of Eckler. Don't start bring. No, I'm sorry. Do not bring that man down. He was about to leave the Chargers.
No, I give all the credit to Eckler.
The Chargers are amazing because of Eckler.
I agree.
So, no, you need to change that subject. I'm sorry. I'm not
Okay.
a Chargers fan. I was
Wait,
a Niners
Emilio,
fan, but no. Eckler
hold on.
is
I want to hear
awesome.
more from you on this. Okay, hold on. Let Steven have the rest of it. All right, be right back to you.
No, I want to hear more about this. I'll share my spot.
Yeah, no, I said Austin Eckler is the reason why, and they could do so much better if they used him more. That's why. Emilio, that's why I said the coach is an idiot.
That's the reason they're amazing. That's the reason the Chargers who they are. That's the only reason Herbert just got paid because of Eckler. Eckler, Eckler is a hell of a running back.
Emilio, what's the coach's name?
I don't know the coach's name, but
he's
basically.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
Their coach's name is Brandon
he's
Staley.
basically
Is that Brandon Staley?
West.
Yeah. The dude is
Brandon Staley.
Our offense got better because of McCaffrey. He does the same thing McCaffrey did. He can run the hell out of the ball.
Yeah.
He can catch the
Go
hell
out
out
on
of the ball.
routes.
I'm sorry, you can't talk that man down.
No, I
He
wouldn't.
does a lot. He does a lot.
Eckler is one of the
does a
most
lot on that team.
underappreciated, underrated players in the NFL. I mean, I never said anything to the difference. I really agree. Eckler does not get the love he should get. That boy can play.
He's the reason the Chargers even between him and
say-
Herbert. He's the reason the Chargers look great.
Right.
He's the only reason the Chargers keep doing what they keep doing. But you
Justin
can
Herbert-
continue. You can put it back on me.
Imagine if we had Justin.
Let's get you to hold on. Let Steven give Steven a minute because he hadn't had anything to say yet. But Steven, go ahead.
No, imagine if the 49ers actually had Justin Herbert underneath their belt. Another guy that flew right under the radar that just was overshadowed by so many people. I mean, granted, he made the chart. The guy's right. Austin Eckler and Justin Herbert made the Chargers who they are now.
Mm-hmm. Remember, they got rid of their other running back. He's supposedly set aside with somebody yesterday, but he was a good running back, But the Chargers.
But you know who I'm kind of worried about, Ronbo?
Who's that?
I'll be honest with you, the Raiders.
Really? How far? They haven't signed Jacobs.
What?
They haven't signed him yet.
They haven't signed yet, but they still have Devontae Adams.
Oh, no, they got it.
Have
And their defense finally improved, I think.
and who
So
did they
Raiders
get?
could be tough.
Marcus Peters.
Yeah.
So if they get Josh Jacobs back, I mean, there's going to be, in the AFC, there's going to be a problem, and the Chiefs are going to have to deal with it, not really us. But I will say this. I do wish that the 49ers would figure out who the fuck they want to start as QB and move on. Because I hate to say it, Trey Lance is not it. He had 2 games tops in the regular season. No, 3 games tops in his entire career. And unfortunately, he did break his leg. But that is how many seasons has he sat out so far not playing football? One, because he chose. 2, because for whatever.
I know. It's so unfair. It's one of those things in life where you say, but life isn't fair. But yeah, he hasn't had a chance to put his stuff on display yet. But Steven, we're gonna go and I'm gonna look for more inside report. You got any more inside reports? We got a minute 30. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So, you want an insider report?
Yeah, real
that's
quick.
Easy. Woo! So it's looking more and more like there's a possibility that Brandon Ayuk might be wide receiver 1.
That's easy to believe.
So it's just looking more and more like it. Just because even though Debo looks like he's doing good, he's not.
We need to ask Kyle Shanahan to post some of the pictures of Debo that he's sending him with no clothes on. I don't know what is Debo doing.
Yeah.
He's lost his mind.
And we don't really have to worry about Javon Kinlaw no more because he's from what I heard, he's looking like he's going to be sitting on the practice squad for some good while.
What?
Because he's not. Yeah, he's not. Kinlaw is not it. He's being outshined and outplayed at every corner.
Oh no. After all that work off season long and the footage, the posting up of his workouts, and you're telling me now it's all for naught. He will be losing to guys like Kalia Davis, and we got a lot of guys, so it was gonna be. He's gonna have to work hard. Oh man.
Hey, don't get me wrong. He worked hard, but just not hard enough. He's just big. That's all he is. He's just a big body. Doesn't really do much. He's just one big ass distraction, and teams figure that out so quick. Oh, he's just standing. That's all he's doing. He's not doing nothing. He's just there.
Man.
He's just standing there menacingly. There's nothing really. There's no substance to him. But what was it?
We went have to go, but listen, I always appreciate it. Let's see you Friday after we get some reports. And I'm going to remind you about Javon if we hear anything about him, because if you know Grant Cohn, Grant doesn't care if you threaten his life. He'll tell you what happened. And that's going to be the quiet we've enjoyed this all season will then be erupted. Right.
And then starting corners is going to be, what's his name? Mooney Ward and Demo.
I know. Charles, there you go. People don't want Demo. I mean, come on, guys. He's earned that spot. Anyway, Steven, see you Friday. You and Jerome have a great night.
All right, I'll see you, Ronbo.
Looking forward to it. And the Big Show has a rebuttal. He says, I do know football. I'm not stupid. I live in reality. Show, but you're going to be the guy. You are going to be the lightning rod. Should things go well, we're going to be looking for you. Oh, my God. Show, get in here. All right, now, fam, we're going to give Show 15 minutes to clear his name. And Show will do it with pleasure. Or he'll say things like, guys, I'm grateful for what took place this year. But listen, you and I both know that this team has been digging a hole. We went down the same rabbit hole this year as we went the year before and the year before with some of the same indoctrinated BS. So you're going to tell me that we should be saying things like we knew this was going to happen. I know I actually can channel Show when he's talking like that. I can feel his mindset. Show! I can't wait to get you to say things that you have to apologize for. Anderson!
What's going on, Ronbo, man? Hey, Big Show apologized last season for the shit he said in the season before. So, like I said before, he always come in with negative info. Dude, you ain't played no football, boy. I can tell. So you ain't played no football, man. But anyway, man, it's like this here with Trey Lance. The reason why Shanahan got Trey Lance, because you got to remember, Shanahan gave Justin Fields and Mac Jones play sheets for them to do, and they didn't do the play right. Trey Lance did the play. He performed the plays right. That's why he picked him. Y'all got some bad memories, man.
I do remember that. I do. Trey's IQ, as far as football goes, is very high. But I heard him say that about Justin as well. Mac Jones, I don't remember anything about him.
Yeah, he gave them plays to do, and I guess they didn't do it how he wanted them to do it, and I guess Trey did. So I mean, let's give this dude a chance, man. You never know now.
If you're looking for a deciding factor, that could be huge in making a decision. That's a good point.
Yeah, and then shit, hell. I mean, let's look at it. He got hurt. So they came. So we ain't gonna even count that, because then the last time he got hurt, that was Kyle Shanahan fault, wanting to run the man up the middle all the damn time when he ain't have to do that. He was hitting Brandon Ayuk open down the field, and then you got to understand, when this offense is successful, we throwing the ball down the field. Let's look at the Saint game and the Baltimore game with Jimmy G. Let's look at the games last year with Brock Purdy when he's throwing the ball downfield, even though he didn't really get it downfield. But this offense is successful when the ball getting thrown down the field. Look at this offense when it was with Matt Ryan in Atlanta. But the offense moves itself with the ball going downfield. Now the running is something he just not implementing when he got to San Francisco. So we got to remember these factors. So we just start throwing in what's gonna do what, who gonna do what. We gotta look at it. We didn't have a Taylor Gabriel. You know what I'm saying?
I've been trying to find one for years.
That's what
I
he's
was
looking
hoping
for.
Danny
That's
was
what
the man.
He trying to mimic the same offense he had in Atlanta. The only difference, he gonna run the ball a lot. He gonna mix it up with the run, and that's where Christian McCaffrey come in. And I don't know what's up with Mitchell. But this is where a lot of these factors come in. We got to put all that into factor. It's a lot of complicated shit. It's a complicated system.
Anderson,
but
you know what though? This kid LeBron, Caleb LeBron. You know what? I got to talk about. You know what? He could be the surprise running back because Mitchell. If we could put him on the field, he can stay healthy. He's my running back all day. That dude can run that football.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he's not going to be able to. He can't endure the punishment like Jordan Mason, another guy that I feel good about. But I want to see what this LeBron looks like. We're going to find out in the next couple of 2-3 weeks. That dude, I heard he's just tearing ass. His record, he got in trouble in school for some kind of citizenship problems. But him and the coach had a falling out. But he can play.
I mean, and then hey, this defense is supposed to just be off the chain.
Oh,
this defense is going to be off the chain in this part.
Man, the defense is going to be. The offense ain't even got to bust ass this year. They didn't have to last year. Really, just get a few things done and win. Score 20 points, game over.
The only thing we don't want to score too quick. We don't want to score too quick because we don't want to keep our defense on the field.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure with these guys, they're going to get the ball right back, so it ain't really going to matter.
It motivates that defense.
They're going to be on the field.
If you're scoring points at 5,
they're going to probably be on the field. They ain't going to be on the field long because that secondary is going to be a monster. And then who was that? Oh. Shoot, that defensive front gonna get some fumbles.
Anderson, you remember the Rams that year, 2019, when 49ers had that front line rush? Remember Jared Goff?
Oh, yeah.
Jared Goff, as soon as he got the ball,
he was running.
He was handing it off as quick as he
could.
He wasn't even thinking about throwing the ball. I'm looking forward to that again this year with a lot of quarterbacks.
Yep, because this front. Cause this front is too dangerous. Kinlaw gonna play. Kinlaw gonna play. He might be a backup, but he gonna be in that rotation. We just gotta give some people some time. Sometimes it might be that third season when the player probably show out. It might not develop come to the third season. Like who is that?
I'm a huge Kinlaw
Who is that? It's a couple people who ain't really paying out till their third season. They start showing out. You know what I'm saying? They do good in their first couple seasons, but their third season when they know their ass is fire lit, when they ass on their seat, when they know they got to do it, or they gone. So it's gonna happen for them. This defense gonna be so off the chain. And then the thing I don't like this shit with this. The Redskins. Yeah, a lot of people sleeping on the Redskins because you got to remember their defense mimic our defense. And their offense, come on, man. They put 40-some points on the Cowboys last season.
I know. I enjoyed that game.
Even though the Cowboys, they say they was hurt. But I think all your linemen was there. Y'all had all y'all pieces. You know what I'm saying? So because Sam Howell,
for the defense.
That dude is good at quarterback.
Yeah.
That's good at quarterback.
Any team, every team in the NFC East. When they're playing the Cowboys, I'm so hardcore for that other team. Yeah. Even the Eagles. When they play the Cowboys, that hate for the Cowboys goes back in time. I ain't never really had any thought about the Eagles, but the damn Cowboys and them fans. Oh, I've had some falling out with Cowboy fans. So you know what?
Last time I remember Wide Earth killed some Cowboys.
Anderson, you
Kid
gotta
from
go.
Cowboys, so
Tell you what, hey, Anderson, I'll be
man,
back Friday. We find out what's going on in camp.
for sure.
All right, man.
Already going down. This our year. Empire. Ronbo, shout out to you. Shout out to production. Shout out to everybody except for Big Show. You niggas.
Thanks, Anderson. Have a great night, fam. Looking forward to hearing from you this weekend. See, Big Show. Big Show. First time anybody's actually targeted Big Show in that fashion. Shout out to everybody but my boy Big Show. Hey, Bryant, get in there. I'm the Bryant clan.
Hey, Ronbo, how are you tonight?
Oh, Bryant, doing all right. We got the season getting away now. Here comes the fun, finally. And I don't wait to get happy about the season starting, pregame season. I just want to know what's going on in camp. I want to hear about the guy that's just kicking butt. I've already got my people picked up. Brian, this is your phone call, though. Looking at the picture, the quarterback situation, are you okay with it? Are you agreeing with everything? Are you excited about it? Are you concerned about Trey Lance getting the kind of attention he may need to excel? Because there's going to be a lot of people who think that's unfair. And is Sam Darnold as bad as he's being spotlighted to be?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's not necessarily the funniest questions, but that's the Niners questions for, the majority of this offseason.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So let's address Sam Darnold. Yeah, they got him mic'd up saying he sees ghosts, and that's probably the worst thing that the NFL has done to a player because he'll never live that down. I mean, can you imagine him winning the Super Bowl? They'll still pull that up and say, oh, he sees ghosts. Did you see the ghost when you're in the Super Bowl? The only thing he can say is, I got that ring, right?
Yep.
So I got to remind everybody, too, because it's like, you always want to be, like, positive, right? And, yeah, shout out to Big Show. He's a longtime 49er caller. He knows his football, but, and no shots taken or anything. But, dude, you got to look a little bit brighter and feel, there is a tunnel and there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And sure, I'm talking because I'm the same age as you. It's been a long time since there's been a Super Bowl. I've been watching football just as long as you, but you got to be positive. And I know your outlook is real and your reality is, a realist person. But no, Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl, right, Ronbo? Then what would anybody be mad about, right? The Niners win a Super Bowl. That could happen. And the reason I bring this up, and I'm getting back to it, I'm not trying to shout out on Big Show because he's a great caller, but the Niners tried to get Sam Darnold before we traded for Trey Lance. If he wouldn't have been on the Jets for another season and went to the Panthers for a season, those 55 starts would look a little different, wouldn't they?
Yeah, Kyle
and
loves
being in our offense and then, being behind Kyle and being groomed by Kyle or whatever you want to say, Kyle being able to work his magic. If you say Kyle's a quarterback guru or he's just an offensive coordinator, whatever he is, whoever is his quarterback or the quarterbacks in his system seem to produce. So there's been some talks, why did Brian Hoyer come to our team? Did anybody remember the Niners back and forth against the Rams? We were wearing the black uniforms.
That was a special game, wasn't it?
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Hoyer was our quarterback. So until Hoyer got hit and started seeing ghosts, if that's what you want to say, but he got spooked out there too, and that's why we put CJ in. Now, CJ is not a polished professional. He was a rookie. He came up and he ran exactly what Kyle did and told him to do. And he kept getting sacked, but he kept standing up. That's why everybody named him Beat Hard, right? Because he got beat hard.
That's why I liked him.
I'm a big CJ fan, but he wasn't the quarterback we needed. But the monkey or whatever everybody wants to say, we were going to go and we're trying. We've been trying to get Kirk Cousins. I'm not trying to get that, but that's what that's what Kyle wants. And if you guys look at it, they tried to get him this offseason. They tried to, speculations, rumors, whatever. They tried to get him this year.
Brian, where did you get that report? I didn't hear anything about that, though.
There's been multiple reports that, if they're false, they're false. But they definitely talked to the Vikings. Kyle was walking with Kirk Cousins during the coaches' camp this year. Before, during the offseason. There was rumors that they offered Trey Lance to Minnesota.
Oh my God! I heard about that one.
They didn't take it, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying let's keep our eyes in our yard and see what we got going on. We can keep our grass green if we water it, right? So if Sam Darnold needs time or Trey Lance needs time, then these guys have the opportunity. Do I think it's best to rush Brock Purdy out right away? I can't tell you what he looks like in camp. I can't tell you, how his arm looks. But if they're saying he looks good and he's going to be able to throw, and it sounds like they're going to give him first-team reps when he's out there. They're going to have him on a pitch count. So the team is definitely behind Brock Purdy. That's their guy in the locker room.
Right.
Trey Lance has an opportunity to shine.
But
for a lot of people come out and say that he didn't get a chance. He just not had a quarterback. This is not a competition.
I want your opinion on this before you move on to the next subject, though. Is there some reason, is there some benefit, underlying help that lying about Brock Purdy would benefit who? If that were the case. That's what I'm trying to think. I don't think this is being made up. This is being fabricated. For what reason? I'm trying to think of a reason why the 49ers would lie about that. Do you see any reason why the 49ers would be telling anything but the truth about Brock Purdy's progress?
I don't see any reason for them to be lying or say anything, this or that. They're not going to come and show you everything that they're doing or tell you everything. But why would they say, oh, yeah, Brock Purdy is doing really good, and then, 5, 6, 8 weeks into the season, he's still not out there. Right. And they're going to come back and say, there has been setbacks. Like they said, Trey Lance could have an opportunity to start, or at least that was what some of the reporters were saying.
Kyle just said it the other day.
Second surgery. He had the second surgery on his foot. They were saying that Jimmy could come out, and possibly play in the playoffs or the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And then after that, he had to get another surgery. So it seems like there's been some high hope. There's been some people saying, okay, maybe we can get him back out there. So at this point, I don't know if the Niners are really saying, what they don't truly believe. I mean, if they truly believe that the guy's hurt or he could come back sooner than later.
That's what I want to know. Is there some benefit for that? Yeah. That's still a reason to lie.
I don't know. I mean, why would for Trey Lance, they said he wasn't going to come back at all. At least Kyle said he shut him down. But then later in the year, like December last year, we were hearing, well, maybe we'll see what he looks like. It's been weird, and it's all because of our quarterback. And once we get a good quarterback, but to sit back and say, oh man, look at this guy, he's on the Buffalo Bills or the Kansas City Chiefs or the Texans or now, we could have had this guy or this guy. Yeah, sure, we could have, but if we develop our own guys, we grow our own, sometimes, you can actually get somewhere. So if Brock Purdy's the guy for right now, and we have somebody like Trey Lance who is getting developed or, whatever the case is, I don't know why he can't beat him out. If he's not going to beat him out, then he doesn't deserve to start. And that's the other thing. A lot of people keep on saying, oh, there should be a quarterback competition. Yes, there should be every year.
There is.
Every year. But last year, Ronbo, was there a quarterback competition?
No, actually.
No, there wasn't, was there?
Yeah.
And Trey Lance was just awarded the job, huh?
Yeah. That's right.
Maybe that's the problem.
Maybe
you got to fight and you got to win it.
Yes. Last year was the first year we didn't have that yelling and screaming. That's true.
Well, since Kyle's really been here, we really haven't had a quarterback competition. Brian Hoyer was the starter. Then, Jimmy was the starter. Well, and the next, next year he was the starter again.
And Kyle has told people at the beginning of that's like I said, Kyle tells you at the beginning of the season, this guy's going to be the starting quarterback. He did it last year. He did it the year before. He's done it this year already. They did it a few months ago, but nobody wants to buy it. So, and then he said the other day, which this is Kyle's fault. Kyle says, well, no, nothing's set in stone. Kyle, see, just a little while ago, you said QB1, I believe, was Brock Purdy. Now you're saying it's not set in stone. Stop it. You bring this misery and suffering on yourself.
Some people to maybe say, oh, well, to keep the other teams guessing and stuff like that. What are they really going to be guessing? You're just making confusion in your locker room, unless everybody in the locker room really truly knows. But do they really truly know? It doesn't sound like you know. You don't know. Kyle, you don't know. So at this point, that's why you have practice. You got to go out and practice, you don't go and start shopping and looking for other players when we got a good core here.
Just
stay positive, everybody. It's a good season. We haven't lost anything yet. Everybody's healthy at this point. So thanks, Ronbo, for having me on. And
always a pleasure, Brian.
Give me a buzz sometime. All right,
and I truly will. All right, all right, fam. Hey, it's my man Brian and the Bryant clan. Generally, quarterback 1, Darnold. Quarterback 2, Brandon Allen. The Cloud God says it's old school tactics. But yeah, I'm trying to see. That's why I thought about that for a minute. Why would he come in and lie about Brock Purdy's progress? It's not like we're heading for the first game of the season where now you're messing with the DC of the other team, and he's got to adjust his thinking as to, is it going to be Sam Darnold or is it going to be Trey Lance, and how we're going to approach this game? So I said, this is like the season hasn't started yet. Why would you make up things about that? Hey, Jeff.
Ronbo, how's it going, man?
Just all right, man. The season's getting ready to start, and here we go. Jeff, one thing we're famous for, and I don't know if other fan bases do it, but now we've had so many very bizarre seasons. We're all becoming shell-shocked. We don't believe anything anymore. Show goes to the extreme, but all of us have a little dark doubt in the back of our minds about certain things. Jeff, where are you at on this? Are you believing Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch are telling you the truth about Brock Purdy? Are you expecting Purdy to come out and do a good job starting in week 1? And Trey Lance is now seemingly the third pick of the draft, is being somewhat pushed to the side again. His development's going to be hurt by this. And then there's Sam Darnold, the not people's choice. Jeff, where are you at on these matters?
Don't forget about Brandon Allen, too.
And Brandon Allen. And Kyle said something about him to add to the mix. He thinks Brandon Allen deserves to be on the team. He said he's earned it.
Shanahan said that.
He said Brandon Allen did so well that I think he's earned a position with us as well. Kyle Shanahan's going to try to keep 4 quarterbacks. Now, I don't know how many he can put on the practice squad. Wait, we could keep 1 that doesn't count against the count.
Right.
So he's going to keep 2. And there's going to be 1 that doesn't count against the count. And Brandon Allen's going to be – hey, Jeff, I got it figured out. Brandon Allen's going to be in the practice squad. We're going to carry 4 quarterbacks.
Yep.
I ain't mad at that.
I'm still sticking by it, man. By mid-season before the trade deadline, if Brock's looking really good, and I think Sam Darnold's for sure good enough to be a backup. I'm thinking Trey Lance gets traded and a 2nd-round pick for Danielle Hunter. We need to go all in this year.
But, Jeff, let me ask you, would you give me a 2nd-round pick for Trey Lance?
What?
Well, okay. You know what, though? At that point, maybe let's see what it looks like in preseason. Because I am not giving you a 2nd-round pick for Trey. He hasn't put a body of work up big enough for me to give you a 2nd-round pick. I might try.
No,
if anybody tries to get Trey, they're going to try to do a number on the 49ers. Guys, you're not using him. He's going to need further development. Let me give you a 6th-round pick, and let's call it a day. And then, of course, John said, now, listen, you must not know I'm John Lynch. I don't know. And just, no. So that's what people are going to try to do if they're going to try to unload Trey.
Yeah. And the main reason why I say that is because based on what Shanahan and Lynch said today, Brock's ahead of schedule, him going undefeated, obviously, it's clear as day that they want Brock Purdy. And in the locker room, it's clear as day they want Brock Purdy to be the guy.
Yeah, you could see from the way they were talking, they sort of dodged off the questions of anybody else on the roster as far as the quarterbacks go. But you're right. They seemed giddy almost about Brock. True. I noticed that.
It reminds me a lot of how they treated Jimmy. Like they looked up to him, that he was one of the leaders in the locker room.
Yep.
You heard what Juszczyk said when Trey went down and Jimmy steps up. 49ers football is back. I feel the same. I feel like they feel like the same way about Brock as they did about Jimmy.
Yeah, it seems like they got a lot of respect. So, yeah, that's
And to be honest, Ronbo, once you have the locker room, and there's another guy in the locker room that's already been there before him, there's no taking that away from him, to be honest. It's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, that's, because you've been through the trenches, you've been to hell and back. That 8-game stretch, the 49ers bonded with Brock Purdy. So just to not do things with him anymore, there's going to be guys to stick up for him in the locker room for sure. Guys
for
like
sure. I think Brock Purdy earns a captain's patch this year.
Now, see, that's maybe that's too much. He's only played 8 games. He's got to play at least 1 year.
Ronbo, I think he is the definition of a captain. I think he is the definition. He's a fourth. So he played 4 years in college, a 4-year starter, right?
Yeah.
He's the last pick in the draft, and he's 22 years old. Now he's 23, right?
Yeah.
Anybody in the
Oh, he's
world
22,
that age, that gets drafted as the last pick and then thinking he's never going to get to play a third-string quarterback, after he gets thrown into the fire in that Dolphins game, during that press conference is going to say, well, look at me now. Like, a lot of people doubted me, and, I'm going to just prove them wrong. But instead, the first thing he says is, I'm just trying to do my job out there. He is the most humble rookie, one of the most humble players in the league.
And I kind of like him because of his religious affiliation. He really believes those kind of guys are really. You can't really. It's harder to. I've been around guys like that before. When you're playing ball with that kind of a guy, he really does believe the force is with him. And you play a level above what you would because you believe, and that faith can translate to definite dividends. So we're gonna find out.
And Ronbo, you heard what Brock said after the NFC Championship, after the loss. He came out there and he tried his best to not say anything about his injury. They had to kind of force it out of him. And one of the first things he said is, I'm not mad for myself. I'm more mad for these guys, the older guys that have been in this locker room,
Yeah.
Fred, Trent, George. And I just want to win for these guys. And you can tell he means it. He is not fake.
He's not that kind of guy.
Purdy, exactly. Purdy acts like a veteran. He's a leader. He's humble. He's all about the team. And he's been doubted his whole life. He's like the guy that shows up to school without the pencil, but still ends up being smarter and doing better in class than the guy with all the high-tech school supplies, right?
Yeah, that's always
That's
great
my
story.
opinion.
I love those kind of Cinderella stories, too. Jeff, I don't know. Our clock ran out that quick. Jeff, let me see you Friday, though, and we'll have more stuff to talk about as well. All right?
Yes. Like I said, Niners, put up Brock Purdy's picture, his banner everywhere in Santa Clara and San Francisco.
There you go.
He is the guy. He will get us the Lombardi Trophy this year. You can book it.
There you go. Well, the love is already underway. All right, Jeff. Have a great night, fam. Looking forward to hearing from you Friday. All right.
Hey, let me get Ronbo, real quick, if you don't mind. Let me get a Niners shout-out for Brock Purdy.
For Brock? Yeah! Niners! Let's go, Big BP. All right, man. Talk to you Friday.
Hey, and last thing I got to say, good luck, Trey. This is Brock's team. Sorry about that, buddy.
Oh, God. All right, fam.
Take care, Ronbo.
You too. See, this is how we start dividing. We got to stick together this year, fam. There's no need. Whatever quarterback gets out there and does the best job, can we all get behind him and rally to see if he can get us all the way to the end? There he is. There he is. Wait, let me get my rip. This is right. I do this a lot, huh? Dun, 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 dun. Sabor. Oye, cómo va el centeno.
What's up, Ronbo? How you doing, man? Haven't talked to you in a minute.
Man, football season back. Here's Santana back.
Ronbo, this season, I didn't want to know anything about no Niner news, man.
A lot of us were like that.
I didn't want to hear anything about no quarterback. It's been 6-7 seasons of the same thing. I was over it. And honestly, this offseason just went super fast, and now I'm trying to catch up with everything that's been going on.
You know why? Because we was in the postseason all the way to the damn near, and that's all the way into February. So the draft came up 2 months later, and here we are. Because after the draft, the season just zooms by. So here we are again.
We are again now, and we're talking about the same thing, Ronbo.
Santana, you remind me of. Did you hear the Big Show earlier?
I kind of heard some of what he was saying, but not everything.
Okay, Big Show has a condition called "Damn it, 49ers." You did it again. See, this is something that we're all going to have to be treated for. Hopefully there's an antidote out for that this year. And I think the antidote would be go ahead and stop fooling around with losing to inferior teams and get over this hump. You know, we got it. The Eagles were not, the Rams were certainly not better than the 49ers. And then we beat them. We owned that damn team. And they finally got away over some stupid activity during the course of the game. They didn't beat the 49ers. They got away by 3 points. And if it wasn't for, anyway, it's time for that madness to stop. This breaking the quarterback's arm in NFCCG, what the hell? How in the world did that happen? Okay, this is it.
Man, Ronbo, you know,
this is it.
I don't know. I just think that, you know, this Kyle Shanahan's offense seems to hit a wall in the playoffs, man. And I don't know if it's because of the quarterback or his system, but, I mean, it seems to me that, you know, in the playoffs, you need a playmaker, whether – and most of the time, that has to be your quarterback. And I feel like if you don't have a playmaker as your quarterback, you know, I don't think you're really you're gonna have, you know,
in trouble. You're
gonna have to get lucky with the team that you have. And because I say that because we have a stacked team and we haven't been able to get over the hump. You know what I'm saying? So for me, people talking about Brock Purdy being this, being that, man. For me, in my opinion, I think Brock Purdy is an overhyped quarterback, Ronbo. I don't think that we can get it done with him, and that's my opinion, you know. And the reason I say this is because, I mean, Ronbo, you know, the reason I say I feel like he's overhyped is because he played 8 games, right? And those 8 games, the teams that he played, most of them were beat up teams, and the only decent team we actually played was probably not even decent. I don't even consider them decent. You know, I would say Miami, but.
I was going to say the Cowboys.
Miami, if you look at Miami 5 winning streaks, the 5 teams they beat, you know, they had no quarterback or they were just bad teams or bad organizations overall until they finally faced us with a solid defense. You know, in a stacked offense, we beat them by 30. I think it was like 31-14 or something like that, 15. But
yeah, our defense started whooping that butt. So, you know.
Yeah, so. What's up, Ronbo? But you know, Ronbo. So you know, that's why I say about Brock Purdy. I really don't, you know, and also too, Ronbo. I need
real quick because
what's up, Ronbo?
Because we ran out of time.
No. I'm just saying, you know, I feel like he's an overhyped quarterback. That's my opinion. I don't think we can get it done with him. That's my opinion.
And you have every right to feel that way. We need to see more because Brock's played 8 games and got his arm broke. But, you know, he did do what he did was definitely really special for 8 weeks. It ain't played all year long, but on the practice squad and on the scout team.
But we did have a stacked defense and a good running back, Rob.
And you know as it is, surrounded by some studs.
We just got to be careful what we say. You know, that's it. That's all I'm saying, you know.
I agree. We're going to get it all proved out. So. We'll find out soon. Hey,
we'll
Santana.
We'll find out, yep. Can't wait, bro.
From you, fam. Looking for. I'll be back
Friday.
Friday.
You too, man.
All right,
man, Rombo.
Have a good night, fam.
You have a good one, Ronbo.
You too.
Later.
There he is. You want some Latino heat? Latino heat. Latino heat. Latino heat. Emilio, get out of here, man, because like we could continue on the path we was, and about and I'm just, you know, a lot of people wanted that quarterback out of Chargerville. Of course, we do that every year.
That was not my argument. My argument was Eckler. Eckler is a hell of a running back. I'm not worried about Herbert. No, Herbert is a great quarterback. No, he's a good quarterback. No, my argument was Eckler.
And they didn't want to pay him.
I like running. I like running backs. That's my whole thing. No,
I agree.
And he's a hell of a run. Being undrafted, he's a hell of a running back. Like I said, if it wasn't, I told you before, if it wasn't for Jay, I would have been a Bears fan because I told you my dad was a Bears fan and he was a big Walter Payton fan. No.
Oh man,
I like running backs just because that alone. No,
running backs are exciting when they know what they're doing, man. They're badass. So yeah.
No, it just sucks that they're underpaid and they don't get treated the respect they need to get.
Yeah, they beg for his money.
But yeah, that's the crazy part. Like I said, even with the Lions, as horrible they are, best running back to ever come out of Detroit is Barry Sanders. So
yeah,
no.
I mean, that dude was scary, man. That's a God gift. Barry could practice all day. Nobody will ever look like that. That was him.
Yeah.
And, damn. Elusive, can't touch him.
No, if the Chargers wouldn't have paid Eckler, they would have been a shit show for real. They just I want to trade, don't pay me, I'm done.
How about the Giants? Y'all, Saquon carried your ass. They even said he did 60% of the offense was to him.
It's the same thing. Like I said, a lot of these teams, they don't look good if it ain't for, like I said, with us. Eckler is basically the same thing as McCaffrey. McCaffrey may be a little better, but, if we wouldn't have got McCaffrey, we wouldn't have gotten as far as we would this past season. Because with him, with McCaffrey, everything he did, and Debo, him sharing the reps with Debo, we wouldn't have been New York. Even with the Frank Gore years, if it wasn't for Frank
Gore,
no
love. They just can't get no respect.
No,
I don't know why.
I said for me that sucks. They need to get paid. Honestly, they need to get paid. They take a lot of the beating. They go up against linemen. They go up against linebackers. Well, they go against everybody, and they don't get much respect. So it's kind of shitty the way they get treated.
Frank Gore.
Remember
the 2 years when Frank Gore was carrying the team?
Oh, no, trust me. I remember those years vividly. No, I was going to those games when we were very struggling. With Alex Smith was looking like, if it wasn't for Gore, Alex Smith would never have somewhat of a highlight career that he had with the 49ers. If it's for not a lot of running backs, a lot of these quarterbacks wouldn't have the careers they have.
Damn right.
You really got to look at it. Even if you look at the Seahawks, if it wasn't for Beast Mode,
we'd have beat them. They would have never been anywhere near what they was.
It's just like running backs don't get the respect. Like I said, my two favorite positions in the NFL are defensive ends and running backs, because they do a lot of the beating up on quarterbacks, on linebackers. They do a lot of the hard work. So they do that too. They take up a lot of beating. So it just sucks. A lot of it. They're not underrated, but the way they get treated. There's a dime a dozen of running backs. I'm like, that sucks, but no. Like I said, there's a lot of them, but to really be Hall of Fame worthy, it sucks. Even with our own Roger Craig, what he did, 1,000 yards receiving, 1,000 yards running, and he still hasn't been a Hall of Famer. That's a problem.
They refuse to put him in. Refuse. Oh, wow.
They get treated like they get treated bad, and they do a lot of the dirty work.
Well, you know what? There's a lot of attention been brought to it this year. It might shift, maybe. Players Union ought to get involved. Man, y'all can't discriminate against positions on the field like you do. You know that, don't you? What are you talking about? Running backs, man. Come on, man. Boys put a lot of hard work in. They carry teams, and then they got to beg for the money at the end of the season. It's embarrassing. It's disrespectful. It makes a player look like he ain't worth it.
They do a lot of the work. It's just a lot of it doesn't get looked at, and they do a lot of heavy lifting, and it's just crazy.
Before we run out of time, you should touch upon the quarterback situation. As Big Show got some real concerns, are you lining up with Big Show, or do you believe that Shanahan and Lynch know what they're doing? What are you thinking?
Well, we look at Shanahan and Lynch so far. They've got us to a Super Bowl championship games. We can say they've been doing their job, not doing their job. It's up to them. Like I said, if they think Purdy's ready and he's going to be our number one quarterback, so be it. Like I said, at this point, we have we can call it three quarterbacks. So if one of them works out, it works out. It happens. It's just you look at what Purdy did last year. He got us to the championship game. Unfortunately, what happened? We all keep talking about it, but as of now, it looks like Purdy's a quarterback, and then that's how we're rolling. That's going to be. Hopefully he's not halfway injured or they're just blowing smoke. And if he's a quarterback, I'm riding with him. It's going to suck if he starts playing like real ass week one against Pittsburgh. It's going to be a problem. But why did you guys even put that out there that he's ready when he's not? So as long as he's ready to go, I'm all for it. Like I said, I really wanted to get Trey a shot. He didn't really get his first shot. But, hey, maybe he might get his shot. He might not. If it's not on with us, I hope Trey the best, honestly. Because I did want to see what this team would look like with Trey, because he never got a shot with McCaffrey or Kittle. So it's just like, damn, it sucks, dude. You didn't really get an official shot like everybody else did. You know, even Jimmy got a shot with Kittle and McCaffrey. Purdy did. So it's just sometimes it's just a roll of the dice. It is what it is. But if Purdy's a quarterback, so be it. At this point, to repeat what we did and get further. That's all my thing. If it's Brock, like I said, it's just like I said. If we've had horrible quarterbacks over the years, and they're believing this guy, so be it. And, you know, like I said, Show has his opinion, because I've had my opinion before, and I told you quarterbacks are horrible, and you got into it the whole time, but I wouldn't know what I was talking about. So, you know, he's at the point where I was a couple years back with when we had Blaine Gabbert, and everyone thought I was damn crazy, talking about, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You're not a real fan because you're not supporting Gabbert. So, you know, we've all been there.
You're the 2023 Emilio.
Pretty much, because I was everybody hated me. You know, I was talking about, and when I was talking about, oh, we should bring what was it? Gosh, the old quarterback Romo. I said bring Romo as at least just for a feeling. Everybody thought I was crazy, but you know,
that's what I like about you. You ain't nobody budging you off your spot. Vito stands there and defends it with authority.
Yeah. Hey, man, if you believe what you believe, if you think, you know, we need to give respect, that's what you believe. But, just don't change your mind. If you're wrong, you're wrong. You're right, you're right.
And get ready to, stand by it. There you go. We got to roll.
But yeah.
I'm going to look for you Friday. Yeah. I love the new position you got.
Believes what he believes. I just know if Show believes what he believes, stand by it. Because I know when I did, I stood by it, and everybody was like, oh, you was right. When you're wrong, you're wrong. You just got to admit you're wrong. When you're right, you're right. Because I know when I was right, you came and said, yeah, I was right.
Yeah, I did. That's why, that's why I made you
exactly.
tight.
So,
all right, Phil.
So, hey, it happens. But, all right.
All right.
Like I say, so just stand by your guns, man. If that's what you believe, man, stay by it. Hey. But, all right, you have a good night, Ronbo, and everybody else out there.
Thanks, Emilio. Appreciate you, fam. Love them new headphones. All right, fam.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I'm telling you right now, the day comes when I can say, Show, get in here and let me tell you something right now. Ellis!
Ron Bizzle.
Ellis, you know, this program, the Big Show has made it, you know, but Ellis, you know, I just realized something about you, Ellis. There's always the Big Show opinion, the House opinion, and then we have about 5 or 6 people that your opinion can never be predicted. Ellis, about some of the things that Shanahan and Lynch said today about the quarterback situation. And my other question is, Trey Lance will now be set back for a 3rd year in a row. And it appears it could change. In camp, he could erupt. But all signs are pointing toward the 49ers look very excited about Brock Purdy. And then there's Sam Darnold. You know, the ultimate rage is going to be if Trey should somehow fall behind Sam in these next few weeks in training camp. Alice, what are your thoughts on these things?
It's not going to happen.
All right. Brock Purdy.
Trey's not falling behind. No, Trey's not falling behind. No damn Sam Darnold. Let's get that shit out of here right now.
Right.
We need security. Okay, we lost in the NFC Championship game last year because we ran out of viable quarterbacks.
Josh Johnson.
Okay, Josh Johnson was, you know, in charge of replacing the bottoms of cleats during the game, okay? He's not a fucking quarterback. So we can't have that happen anymore. So we're going to have all 4 of these guys on the roster. You know, this is going to be a 4-quarterback season. We usually go 3. We're going to have 4 this year. I think, Kyle, what could possibly also happen is that what's his name? Allen gets cut, and then he doesn't pass. He passes waivers, and we re-sign him.
Oh, Brad. Yeah.
I'm just saying that potentially that could be a possibility, or Kyle might just keep all 4, and Fidango and figure it out since they
since we were fortunately instrumental in them changing the rule and allowing this to be possible, then we may not have to go that route, because I think any other time prior to that rule change that was just made, we would have to do something like that.
What is it? 4 quarterbacks or 3? 3 quarterbacks, I guess.
Well, you can keep 3, but having an extra one as a
you can keep 3. That's always been the case. Usually you put them on the practice squad.
Right. So
now you can keep 3 without one of them counting against the count, and you can keep a 4th one on the practice squad. Is what I'm thinking.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. So that's But anyway, if Brock comes back playing, and doing his thing, I'm all for it. I think Kyle's just playing possum. Kyle's never been just overly boisterous and excited or animated and energetic about any quarterback that we've had.
Yeah.
He doesn't even do that with any other players, really, even in other positions.
He seems to be kind of delighted with Nick Bosa. And now that
Christian
Debo
McCaffrey.
And now that Debo sent pictures of himself with no clothes on, Kyle seems to kind of like him. The hell is wrong with Debo?
God. I need him.
Debo, don't send any more of them photos. We heard about that. Stop. God.
Yeah. Anyways, but so it's just one of those things. I'm not reading into it too much. If Brock is ready, then whoever Kyle decides to put, if he decides to have Brock locked and loaded for the number 1 spot, and it's his spot to lose, which is what it's pretty much sounded like because of how he performed last year. I mean that's what happens. I'm still behind Trey 1,000%. You know what I mean? You know how I feel about it, and I stick to the script. But with that, I am a Niner fan. I'm a Niner. I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna be do the nepotistic, or biased thing like a lot of other people do. I'm not gonna talk shit about Brock because I like Trey more, or I would rather Trey be the starter. I don't believe in that. I don't play that. I didn't even do that with Jimmy.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
When he pissed me off, he pissed me off. You know the drill. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm not buying into that. I mean, it could work into it could work against Trey that Brock comes out and he's healthy, he's ready, and Kyle gives him the keys. That Trey will have to sit and he'll have to wait his turn. It'll be another year. I mean, he's not the only quarterback that's had to wait 2 or 3 years, after being drafted to a team. I mean, Jordan Love is said to be looking really good. Yeah. Jordan Love just sat for 3 fucking years and didn't even sniff the field.
Yeah, but he was beat out.
But he started looking good.
Yeah, he just couldn't remove Aaron Rodgers. But Trey last year he was going to be the guy, and tragedy struck. And also tragedy struck again that last year when Brock came out and had the finish he had. So now the 49ers fell in love with him. But then you still have your number 3 pick. What are you going to do with him? You're going and there's Trey. And now and
he's not getting
Shanahan
traded.
looked a little excited about Brad Allen today. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, what are you going to do? Are you going to fix him, or what are you going to do here? So that's really, I'd love to see what they talk about when
I
they
think
get into that
it's
subject.
calculated.
Yeah.
It's calculated with Kyle. All that shit is calculated. Of course he's going to talk about Allen. He's the number 4 guy on the fucking team.
A smile on his face.
So he's going to talk about the guy that's on the. He's not a bad guy. He's a good player. I mean, we beat the brakes off of you. Remember that was Kyle Allen was the quarterback we played against when we beat Carolina. When we beat Carolina 50-something to whatever
was that
2
right?
seasons ago, or was that 2019? If I'm not mistaken.
I can't remember the names.
Is his name Kyle Allen? Wasn't that Kyle Allen?
I thought his name was Brad. Is his name Brad or Kyle?
Or Brian? Is this Brian Allen?
Brad or Brian? Yeah, I think his name starts with a B.
Okay, so then this is a different one. Anyway, but either or, he's the 4th guy on the. He's the 4th.
Oh, no
one.
doubt. Yeah. Sam
got paid more than he did. He's not going to surpass Sam unless he outplays him. Trey is number 2. If this is if Brock is number 1 as of right now, and he goes into the season started, Trey's number 2, automatic. Sam Darnold, number 3. And or however they want to dice it up.
That's
Trey
gotta
will
be the
still
pecking order.
be the second in command. So everybody, if you don't get that, if you don't understand that, just based on seniority and based on the fact that Trey's been in this offense for going on 3 seasons, and he's not declining. He's on his incline, and even from not really getting the ability to experience, Trey's going to be a whole lot better. And he already is a whole lot better.
Well, yeah,
that's what you have to do. You have to get better.
Yeah, Trey looks ready. Well, fam, we got to go.
Man.
And we'll be back Friday. Boy, it's gonna be a lot to
shit is hogwash, man.
Oh, well, yeah.
Read between the lines.
We get this every year.
Read between the lines, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
We ain't worry about it. Let's get to it though. That's I'm excited. I'm ready to see what's going on with these rookies. What's going on in the wide receiver room? Are we keeping, that undrafted guy from Eastern Carolina?
Oh,
and, that big dude, 6'3", the 6'3", 6'4", bigger target. We got some positions that we need to be. I know QBs. I mean, I'm just it's redundant with
There's
the QB
other things going
thing.
on in
So
camp besides
I'm
QBs.
excited.
Exactly. All right, Phil.
Yeah. But anyway,
all
right.
See you
Let's
Friday,
get Nick
fam.
Bosa paid too, man. Let's get Nick the bag so he can come into camp and start doing his thing.
Within 48 hours. Watch. See, Nick's not going to miss camp.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Peace and love.
All right, Phil.
You already know.
I got
Thank you for the platform, fam. Shout out production.
All right.
Thank you, family. Yeah, we love you, man. And shout out to the faithful, man. Y'all know what it is, man.
Yeah.
Let's get to it, man. This all year.
It's already underway. All right, Ellis. Night, fam.
Peace.
Peace. And it's Donna Bell. Donna.
Hello.
I knew it. Donna, get in here. As you know, it's time to get started, get busy, and see if we can make Big Show happy this year. He's been a very depressed individual for at least 5 years that I know of. Nobody expresses himself about that hardcore as the Big Show. Donna, is there anything? Is there some reason? Is there merit to him not believing? Donna, do you believe that Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch have this situation under control? That indeed, Mrs. Purdy's baby boy will be ready to roll in the days ahead. This is so much fun. I could laugh this time of year. But Donna, if we're 8, 9, 10 weeks in the season, man, you know what? I'm telling you right now, Big Show had it all right. You know what? This team ain't serious. Kyle ain't serious. John ain't serious. I'm ready for go with Jalen now. He's got to go if I have to go through that. Of course, you know what? I got to tell you, Donna, I never really would. I'd get mad and I'd blame everything. Yeah, I just never get that negative. Donna, talk. I'm sorry, let me stop. Donna's sitting there waiting. Let me talk.
That's all right. I was listening to you, Ronbo. Now, I got a couple of things saying. I ain't going to keep you long because my stomach tore up.
Uh-oh. Okay. Hope it's getting better.
First, thank you. Of course, love you all. God bless you. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Couple things. First and foremost, with regard to Brock Purdy, if he plays like he did last year, I'm okay with him. That's fine. He got injured. He got injured. So you got to, I look at him and say he's a warrior. If he's going to play, he's going to do like he did last year, then good. Now, personally, I feel like maybe they rushed him a little bit. And I just don't want them to get him out there too soon. And then it does some inner damage. You know what I'm saying? That'd be a little harder.
I picture getting hit again on that arm. Oh, my God. And they're going to do it. They're going to try to hit it.
They are.
Yep.
Just like they did Debo when we played the Seahawks.
Man got him pulled on his leg.
Right.
What is wow? Evil is that?
That's very evil. And he's an NFL player. He should know better. He should know better. So he's supposed to be a brother.
Man's career like that, right? It's a brother.
That's evil. And there's Kyle out there like he, like Suge Knight. Like he gonna do
I never
something.
seen Kyle get on. So if we have any doubts about Kyle having compassion for his player, look out. They damn near had to hold Kyle back.
Yeah. I was around there bumping into people. The players like, what are you doing out there? I'm like, man, if you don't get off that field, then people will take you somewhere and you're going to disappear.
Unless you're going to be Trent Williams or somebody out there with you to stand out in front of you.
Yeah,
Javon.
Debo was ready too, but he was like, I just left it alone. But
Debo's
okay, so that's that.
Yeah,
What I'm concerned with, yeah, that was something. That was something. And I saw the video. It was funny. But in any case, whatever. But now here's my thing. On a more serious note. So that's okay with Brock Purdy. If you're going to play, that's fine. If he's not able to, God forbid, I know they're coming for his arm, and that's evil in and of itself. That's like almost like Bounty Gate. But in any case,
let's go start a fight on the field too.
Our team we know it's a juggernaut. We know we're an awesome team, baby. To me, we're unbeatable if it's a few pieces that we could get. Some of those issues have been addressed in the draft, free agency, and, to this point.
Yes.
Here's what I'm worried about, Ronbo. As a team, we're top heavy. We're top heavy. Yeah, we got the best pieces to me. And I'm a Niner fan, so I'm gonna say that anyway. But I'm not lying. We got the best pieces, top heavy. Now, here's what concerns me. They still ain't paid Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa.
Donna, not to worry. I'm telling you, 48 hours.
Exactly. Kyle Shanahan was found, but no, on the serious stuff, they still haven't paid him, and they owe him at least 2 Brinks, Trot.
They got this figured out. I imagine it's just a couple of things that need to be ironed out, but it's being quietly conducted, so you don't have any feel for what's going on. But I don't, I watched.
I watched Is it David Lombardi? Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
I watched him, and he was saying that Bosa say he ain't showing up.
He's not. He can't come to camp. And Kyle even said so today. He wouldn't expect him to be in camp. That's too big of a risk.
Yeah, right. But he's saying he ain't coming because of the money. So, and that could just be gossip or whatever. But I understand.
But his agent is not. Even if Bosa says, "Look, guys, can I go work out?" No, of course not, Nick. What if something goes wrong? And just sit tight and trust us. Let's get this done. Because I guarantee you, Nick Bosa is not. Nick already said before this all got underway, I don't really need to be the highest paid player in the league. Nick just wants to get something substantial, something that's not an insult to him. He just wants to get paid.
Yeah.
But if it's going to get back and forth, I got to get paid more than JJ. I got to get paid more than this guy, that guy. I don't. Nick doesn't want that.
Yeah, well, now Nick, we know he's a gym rat. Now, I've heard he was headed to Florida because he works out there.
Yeah.
So he's supposed to be headed to Florida. So now my thinking is, okay, he headed to Florida so he can stay tip-top shape. We already know he's gonna do that because
Nick lives to work out.
And you ain't showing up here. Now, supposedly it's because they ain't paid him yet. And here's another thing: we're happy. They're gonna have to. And if you remember a while back when I called you and I told you, I said, I don't know, it's like a mini rebuild. I said, I think it's going to be a couple more years before we get a Super Bowl. I don't know if you remember me saying that.
What do you mean, 49ers?
You remember saying that? Me saying that?
No, yeah.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, that was the thought after we got lost at, strip it down and start over.
Yeah, because we're top heavy as a team. They can't. Realistically, really, Ron, but they can't afford to pay him, and then keep all of those other high salary pieces. Well, finna have.
They've already paid those folks. A lot of those guys still got another year or two left on the contract. Ayuk is going to have to be paid next year. That's going to be interesting to see. That's
what I'm saying.
But they do this according to formula, though. What they do is, if you're an A-lister, we're going to pay you. If you're a B-lister, you're probably going to get kicked to the curb. That's why we lost.
But Ayuk ain't no B-lister to me.
He'll get paid.
And Kyle. Yeah.
He'll get paid, and somebody else will get let go. and that somebody else gets let go, it's going to hurt my feelings. Because you know what? I didn't want Alshar to leave, and he had to go because of Fred and Dre. This is going to go on and on. This is what their plan is. If you're on the A list, we're going to keep you. If you're not, you're most likely, if you're not going to take chump change, you're going to have to say goodbye. They're going to hold to that. The problem is, can you keep bringing quality players in with low contacts? And you try to draft some people this year. You got your regular round draft picks next year, first, second, third, and that type of thing. We'll see this plan in action a little more effectively next year, I'm thinking.
Yeah. Well, I hope it's like that, but like I said, we top heavy as a team.
Yeah.
And some gonna have to. What my feeling is, they're gonna have to get rid of some pieces. And I see G.I. Jones saying that I'm plagiarizing somebody. It's not the spoken word. Is they didn't have boilerplates by their statements on their show, G.I. Jones. So I can say what I want to say. I have my own original thought. I don't have to repeat nobody else's statements.
She's a grown woman. There you go.
Is they are top heavy again, and somebody inevitably they're gonna have to do something, because 2024 we're gonna be up against this show now.
Yeah, Donovan, you know what though? That's enough time to develop. Let's wait. 2024 that's next year. At the end of 2024, going into 2025, George Kittle. Yeah, contracts are going to constantly keep rotating. If they got a core they probably want to hold on to, and even that's going to be kind of hard to do. Remember, the salary cap is going to expand all the time, so it may not be. You got some guys at Parag Marathi and some of those guys that do what they do with the numbers. They're very good to keep a team like we've got. As long as Brock Purdy's, if he gets a Super Bowl, yes, we have a problem. And I'm not
wishing we do. It's just I'm not seeing.
You're imagining it. Yeah.
Salary cap does go up because we got what they got, YouTube, and then a couple of other, social media things.
And the league expands it every year anyway. And, so that's going to be the case.
I don't know if it's going to be enough to cover all of them.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
They don't go up.
We're in a boat with a lot of teams, so it's pretty much equal around the league as far as what you can afford. Now, if you want to do like the Rams and spend all your money, get rid of all your draft picks, you can end up like the Rams, win one Super Bowl and wait 20 years before you have a chance to even compete for another one. See, the 49ers haven't done that. They went into another.
Well, it's the Rams. They are.
So the 49ers are trying to do this in an intelligent fashion, a lot like the Patriot model. And up until recently, Belichick lost Brady, and that kind of messed him up. But still, that's what you want to do. Keep your A-listers, and if your B-listers cry loud enough, tell them go ahead and see what you can find, and good luck to you. So,
okay.
Anyway,
well, that was my main. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, and you know what?
And that's all my.
Don, that concern is warranted. We got to wait and see what happens after this year. This is the big year. The 49ers have to get it done. They almost have to.
They do, because it's a small window, Ronbo.
Yeah, could get tight.
Yes, indeed.
All right, Donna. Good stuff. Because you know what you just did, though, Donna. Now Big Show's got more ammunition to throw at us.
I know that.
Oh,
because imagine Bosa being across from us on another team coming at our quarterback.
I wouldn't mind. I'll guarantee you Nick Bosa's on this team this year. Guaranteed. He's playing as a 49er.
I'll pray so.
Don't worry about it. You got it. All right, Donna. Good to hear from you again. It's been a few months. All right. See you Friday.
I enjoyed it. Good talking to you again. You look good, Ronbo. Is that mug? You got mugs for sale?
Not yet. I've got to work out something with Brian Culp, and So yeah.
But let me know so I can buy some stuff.
Oh, thanks, man. But thanks, Donna. All right. Talk to you Friday.
Okay, then. Love you. God bless you all. Bang 90 game.
There you go. All right, Donna. Yeah, there's some other people asking about stuff. We're gonna get that done as soon as possible. Wait, hey, Justin. It's another name, right? I've seen Justin's name flash up on the screen.
What's going on, brother? I haven't talked to you in a minute.
Justin, I know, man. How's your brother?
Everybody's been talking about this quarterback position. The one thing I want to talk about, Ronbo, is this running back position. That's what I want to talk about.
All right, go right ahead.
And what I mean by that is Ronbo, when you're listening to this, I want you to understand. It's not coming at Elijah Mitchell in any way. But is Elijah Mitchell actually going to play 17 games this year?
I understand.
Or are we
going
to have to rely?
No.
Are we going to have to rely on Jordan Mason?
Yeah, there's no way. Elijah Mitchell's not going to play 17 weeks of football. Not 17 weeks straight. So, no. But, you got Jordan Mason, and I like this guy, LeBron. I saw some footage of him. I understand what they're talking about. He's insane. I love it. Right?
Yeah. But here's the thing with Elijah Mitchell, though, right? He's on his third year? Second?
Yeah. This is three.
Third year. He's had back-to-back, three knee injuries, one on the same leg.
How many more times can you get right? I agree. Yeah.
So
but he came back looking just as good as he did before he left. It was just crazy.
But and we're speaking of that NFC Championship game, right? Guess who's gonna suit up because of his hamstring? Mitchell. so like you know what I mean? Like this is a reoccurring thing with Elijah Mitchell. He's a fantastic running back coming in the 6th round running back.
Yes.
6th round, right?
Really good.
And that was the thing in college report. His durability is a question mark. We took the gander on it, and now we're seeing it.
Yeah, because he's a good runner. I had no idea he was that good. Because I don't watch college ball that much, right? So I says, what? Who is this? Damn. So, yeah.
That's my question, though. Can he actually, stay healthy this year? Can he actually...
I can guarantee you Elijah Mitchell is not going to stay healthy from week 1 to week 18. It's not going to happen. Hopefully it's not anything serious, but he's going to play.
He's going to play.
But you're going somewhere with this. Go ahead. What do you
well, because, these running backs are complaining about the running back market, right? And we're seeing these running backs okay, the first team to do it was a 3 running back system was the Bengals. Jeremy Hill, Joe Mixon, Jernard Bernard. Now you're seeing what the Ravens did with Ray Rice. I think they had another running back. I can't remember the top of the head. And then you're seeing the NFL turn into a 3 running back system. Even the 49ers, they went Jordan Mason, Christian McCaffrey.
I think Kyle Shanahan authored that whole thing, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, you got Ty Price in there a couple of times, which he's looked disappointing a little bit, which is kind of annoying. a second round pick on a third round pick on
Kyle
Ty
explained
Price.
that. He says, he got kind of left out of the shuffle, so he didn't get enough playing time. This happens to a lot of players on our team. They might be good, but
my question: everybody's talking about this quarterback. Can we actually have a running back that can find holes besides McCaffrey? Can we find running backs that can be productive? Can we find a running back?
Hey, you just mentioned Elijah Mitchell. Mitchell runs better between the tackles than McCaffrey does, to be honest. Jordan Mason doesn't get enough playing time.
His durability is an issue.
Well,
durability is an issue.
And Jordan Mason doesn't get enough playing time.
And that's what I mean.
I got Caleb LeBron. I got good feelings about him. You got plenty of backs to choose from. Put it that way.
Yeah, but everyone's talking about this quarterback position. I'm not worried about it. We'll see what happens. I'm not even worried about it. I could care less about it. I'm like, whatever happens, happens. I'm worried about that running back position because I'm tired of not having a solid running back crew. But McCaffrey, we have McCaffrey, right? But last year I was a hell nervous. I'm like, oh, shit.
Same here. I ain't gonna lie. I was so scared for him. I mean, I felt like his mom when I was watching that game. Oh, get up, Christian. Get up. Are you okay? I mean, it was all the time. I was really worried. But Christian McCaffrey.
That's what I mean.
Tough.
You cannot feed McCaffrey. You cannot feed McCaffrey 25 carries a game.
Call Kyle.
You got to get the split.
And tell him to let somebody else do the heavy lifting. Those runs between tackles, you don't need to put Christian in that. I want you floating them out in those screens and let him do that. Kyle's not going to do it. Guarantee he's not going to do it.
No.
He's going to kill. He's going to continue to do that.
But he needs to. He needs to, though. And that's my biggest thing is with Elijah Mitchell. We drafted you, and you can't even stay healthy. You cannot. We've had to run it. Everybody talks about the quarterback position, right? We have not gotten that running back position right since Frank Gore left. We thought it was Carlos Hyde, and then he had a fumbling issue.
No, not we. I
knew it was another.
Hey, we've had a premier running back though every year. Do you notice that? Mostert in 2019. Before that, it was Matty B. Mostert. Matty B and Mostert on the same team. Oh my God! And then of course you had. Yeah, Christian McCaffrey. Who do we have before Mitchell? Yeah.
We had Trey Sermon.
Well, now Trey Sermon didn't really contribute much, but the thing is, we always seem to have one.
But are you seeing an issue though? Are you seeing like a constant issue where we cannot produce running? We cannot produce running backs.
No, as long as you got Bobby Turner. As long as you got Bobby Turner, Bobby Turner builds running backs from scratch. They come into camp and they're or whatever, and Bobby Turner.
Isn't Anthony Lynn though? Is it Anthony Lynn the running back position now? Anthony Lynn's the running back.
No, but Bobby Turner's back. Right? Anthony Lynn is in there doing something else. I'm not sure what, but Bobby's in there, back in there now, and running backs.
But my whole thing is just like with that. It's just my whole thing is just like, can we at least have a solid running game where we're not putting too much stress on Debo? We're not putting too much stress on McCaffrey. That's what I want. That's what I want.
What did we rank last year as far? Weren't we in the top 5 running game?
I don't even know on top of my head.
I think we're always on top of the running game. Nobody grinds out more yards than the 49ers. We get a lot of people hurt, but you're not going to beat the 49ers running the ball. Most teams don't.
Issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the issue, though. Like, I just hope that they can at least produce a running back. At least produce. If Jordan Mason is it, okay, that's fine. But at least produce. High price.
You still got the best running back possibly in the NFL because he does more than run the ball.
Right.
So don't worry about the running back position.
For now.
Yeah.
For now, until the contract comes up.
Don't start talking like the big show. You say, do not doubt it. Believe it. We need a karma that is positive so it can flow through the air.
I'll just wrap up with this because I know this is a hot topic. Is it either it's Purdy or Lance? I don't care. Whoever suits up, week 1, I'm supporting, no matter freaking what. And that's how everybody should be.
That's right.
Purdy, Lance, who's ever under center, just support him. Just support him. He's wearing the red, white, and gold, or wearing red and gold. Just support a quarterback. If it's Lance and Purdy, who the hell cares?
It's just if we're winning ball games and the team's winning, support that.
Yeah, that's all that matters. Just support him. That's it.
Yeah, Justin, we got to go. Give my best to Eddie E.
Yeah.
And I love when you guys pull that number on me when I don't know who you are. You guys talk alike, too. Eddie!
All right. Well, you guys take care. Have a good night.
You too, Justin. Yeah. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Ronbo.
Hey, Tony. I didn't see the pastor name. It's Tony Tone. Tony, come on in, man. And yeah, we're talking about your favorite people, the guys that like to cloak and dagger us to death. But you know what, Tony? They really don't. And when I think about it, Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, they tend to tell you the truth. And then somewhere between when they told you what they told you and the time that you're watching later, we've had time to fabricate and come up with all kinds of things, being influenced a lot by the media that makes things up as they go. And we're all aware of the fact that they do that, but we still do it anyway. And then when the time comes and you're sitting there saying, Kyle, what about this? I never said that. And then you think about it for a minute. And John Lynch, same thing. I never said that. And then you say, you know what? He didn't really. We heard that on a media report, didn't we? So anytime you hear, Niner fam, listen to the thing. Next time you see an unidentified source, keep going. Just keep walking. And we get manipulated by the media every year, Tony. This is no different. Kyle Shanahan told you Brock Purdy was the number 1 quarterback, and people are still surprised by that. But then he didn't help any the other day when he says, well, nothing's set in stone. See, I said, Kyle, I'm marking this down on this. You're saying that, and I'm listening to it. So some of it is Kyle's fault, but not all of it. But do you think they tell the truth right now, him and John Lynch?
Nah.
I mean, you didn't hesitate to answer either.
Nah. It's not in their Ronbo, it's not in their best interest to tell the truth. The rest of the league is listening.
True.
Yeah? They always lie. We don't know what the hell is going on. We just speculate every year. We look like idiots when the season starts.
Except for Big Show. He's letting everybody know right now he's not with everybody else. But go ahead.
Big Show's got his reasons for it. So
lots. He'll explain them to you too.
Yeah.
I love it.
He's entitled to his opinion, just like everybody else.
Yeah, that's true.
But excuse me. Everyone's talking about these quarterbacks. I don't know, Ronbo. My way of thinking is it's not up to John and it's not up to Kyle whether Brock Purdy is going to start. It's up to the doctor. And if the doctor tells Purdy, I wouldn't start if I was you, he won't start. He's always said, I'll listen to the medical staff before I listen to anybody else.
Yeah, smart.
But I've been watching Trey, and I'll tell you what, man, he's tightened up his throw. You know, he's almost looking
a lot
like
better. Yeah.
Yeah, it's shortened it up. It's tight.
Kyle mentioned his footwork has improved.
Yeah, well, he trains with the same person as the great one and Jimmy G. So, what's his name?
Patrick
Mahomes and Jimmy Garoppolo. I can't be that stupid to train with that dude if he's no good.
And Kyle admitted that he does not suggest or actually ask his players to go join anybody. They go and find these guys on their own. So give a round of applause for that effort.
Look, all the time we say preseason's nothing. Preseason's nothing. But to Bill Walsh, the preseason was everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like these preseason games are to me, is a chance you get to evaluate the dudes you've got. You know, you're torn between two players and you don't know which one to start. So you evaluate things like that in the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
Also with our QBs, you know, he puts Lance out there and Lance starts tearing it up. And it puts that little gremlin in Kyle's mind. Oh, shit, who do I start now? You know, this kid's looking fantastic. What am I going to do?
You're going to start him. You picked him number 3 in the draft.
Well, you know, I wish you would start him. I mean, I know Brock went on and had an 8-game winning streak. But if you look at Trey never even got to play with Christian McCaffrey or George Kittle.
Yeah, Kittle's out week 1 last year, wasn't he? Kittle's out for a few weeks to start the season, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's not fair. I don't see where... What if they play Trey and they just keep playing him week in, week out, week in, week out. He goes 8 games straight. Now what do we do?
Yeah, well, if he starts the season. You know what? If Trey started the season and did tear up, just like Purdy, he would have stolen
What do you do then,
job.
Ronbo?
You got to keep him out there.
What do you do then?
The players are going to want Trey to stay out there. You got to keep him out there now. It's the same way with Brock. That's why Brock here in that spot, and that's why they're putting him in, actually.
Now you've got 2 quarterbacks with 8-game winning streaks. You know? As a coach, who do you pick?
No, I'm not picking either one. I'm trading one because I can get a first-round pick. Honestly, you know what? It's a tough dilemma to be in. And Kyle Shanahan will tell you in a minute, it's a good problem to have. But Kyle, when you say that, what are you saying? You know, you can't mistreat one of the quarterbacks because you chose one over the other, and they both achieved the same thing. Tony, that's an interesting. That's a problem that would be very funny, actually. As fans,
well, he puts himself in those predicaments. I know they're trying to get the best of the best, but now you've got Donald. I mean, Donald's not proven. Everyone's saying, you know, Donald's got a hell of an arm. He might have a hell of an arm, Ronbo, but we still don't know when it's live bullets whether he's going to start seeing ghosts again, throwing INTs.
Every team's going to be playing that theme in the stands. Dun, 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 dun. Every time Sam gets under center, you know, I scare him to death. I don't know. It's a hard thing to call, Tony, or even predict. He may feel more confident now. He's got a lot of really sharp weapons around him. I don't know. I really can't imagine. Because I haven't watched him closely.
As far as Javon goes, Kinlaw, no, I would play him off the bench, Ronbo. All right, I would ease him into the season. Just play I'd play him in the rotation. You know what I mean? Give him a few snaps. He makes an impact. Boom, sit him down. Put the other guys on, and just keep rotating him. I don't think he needs to start, and I don't think Kinlaw needs to have 50 straight snaps or whatever the case may be. Just rotate him in and out of the game. That way, he'll get the hang of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give him a chance to get some game fitness.
Yeah, it would only be fair to him, actually, and if there's a such thing of being fair to him, let him demonstrate and show. If we're not going to keep him, let him get out there and audition for another team at least.
I don't think he needs to. I just think he'll be a valuable player in that scenario.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for this year.
Yeah.
Because Hargrave doesn't need to be out there every snap. You got to look out for Khalil Davis.
Neither does Bosa.
Yeah, well.
If we've got a massive lead, Ronbo, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Throw in you take all these superstars off, rest them,
and sit.
You know what I mean? Put all the other guys out and give them a chance to develop their craft.
Tony, I bet you're right with it. I complain about this every week when we play. Kyle, the game is over. Get the damn starters off the friggin' field, man. I said, it's over. They're not going to catch up. We got 3 minutes to go. We're ahead by 18. Nick does not.
We always
need
complain about that.
Every week we play. Okay, you know what? We're going to complain. We're going to complain about this year too. I don't know. I'd love to ask Kyle. Kyle actually answered that question one time because the press asked him about that, and Kyle says, "No, well, I've seen teams come back." Oh, Kyle, stop it! There was no time for that team.
No one's gonna
score 4 TDs in 3 minutes.
I know. You know what? Even 3. God, that's just paranoid. Anyway, Tony, I'll see you Friday. I've seen you for a couple of programs too. How you been? Everything okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you know how it goes, Ronbo. At our age, I had some chores to do around the house and this and that and the other. But I was listening. I had the earphones on. I was listening. But I didn't want you to hear whippersnippers and hedge trimmers and lawnmowers and shit going on in the background.
A wifey gets real impatient about that. Yeah, more time for football. Okay. So, all right, I'll see you Friday.
All right, brother. Shout out to everyone and see you in the next chapter.
Looking forward to it. All right, Tony. Cheers.
Cheers, brother. Cheers.
Tony. And there he is. He is the head of the clan, the Dragon Clan. Here he is, Papa Dragon. Pop, come on in here, man.
Ooh, yeah. Time for the macho men to step up, and I do mean you, Big Bo, and I mean you, Trick Williams. You guys do it just as macho as McCaffrey. What's up, Ronbo?
Yeah. I was hoping you wouldn't hurt yourself. I always worried about Randy when he was talking. Randy, don't explode a vessel. Your head, the veins are standing out.
Cream rises to the top, Ronbo.
Yeah. You know, it's the thing that we're at that point just before we find out the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And Shanahan and Lynch, of course, the media couldn't wait till they come in and sit down. All right, guys. All right, before you even ask the question, we already know. But listen, we're going to tell you some guys. We got Luter this, Mitch Wisnowski. We're going on and on. How about Brock? And, of course, they went into their thing. Are you okay with any of that stuff now? Because you've been an advocate of saying that there's no way in hell. Actually, Pop just got out of the IR, too, with his wrist. So, he does not believe that Brock Purdy is going to be playing week 1. Pop, are you still sticking with that even though you've heard what you've heard? Or what's going on with you now?
First of all, what I did say is that it probably would be best to not to plan on. But the reality is that Brock Purdy's not practicing tomorrow.
Okay.
That's the first day of camp. So he's not practicing tomorrow. So that don't sound fully healthy to me. So he's got to get his body right. He's got to get ramped up.
I'm really impressed with the work that he's done. I'm really impressed with him, just getting back into the conversation. But that might be what it actually is. You have to stop listening to Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. You just do. Their job when they get up in front of those cameras is to try to get out of there as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
They're not trying to tell you what exactly is going on. We haven't heard from Brock, and then what is he supposed to say? Oh, my arm is great. I could take 10 hits in it tomorrow. Well, if you throw the ball with your right arm, people are going to try to swat that ball out of there.
There was no press
That's just
conference
the way that
today.
it is.
He wasn't in the press conference today. That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, we still haven't heard from the horse's mouth. What I can tell you, based on some of the things that I've heard, is that ultimately, and you got to take Kyle's comments in certain contexts. He's the guy that said, I want a quarterback who can throw like Drew Brees, but can run like Lamar Jackson. Yeah. He said that, okay, in a press conference, okay? And then he also said Brock Purdy's the leader in the clubhouse, right? Mm-hmm. So the reality is that
let me add one more. Let me add one more log to your fire. And then just the other day, so Kyle, Coach, who's going to start? Nothing's set in concrete. Set in stone.
Exactly. Add that to the list. Nothing set in concrete. So that's kind of the frame of mind I came from, right? You remember back in the day on the TV, on the NFL shows, the pre-games, they talking about, if I was making the perfect quarterback, I'd have Michael Vick's legs and Aaron Rodgers' arms, and I'd have the
Peyton Manning's mind. Boy, that'd be a machine.
Exactly. That, what you have to understand, does not apply to Kyle Shanahan, because the mind of Peyton Manning would be substituted for Kyle Shanahan.
That's right. That part would be left.
You just have to look at the truth. The truth is where they spend their money. You're telling me right now that McGlinchey we have adequate replacement for McGlinchey on the right side. Exactly where we lost 2 quarterbacks last year was on that right side. We have not adequately addressed that spot. We addressed the defensive tackle, because for some reason Kyle Shanahan cannot get through his thick skull. He can't get it through his thick skull, Ronbo. That a scheme does not block top-end talent. You need players to do that, Ronbo. You see, this is a different league today. This is a different league.
Specialized.
When Andy Reid coached the Eagles, he was the passing guy during a running league, and he would get to the Super Bowl and get whooped. Now, Andy Reid, the passing guy, is now in the passing league. He knows I need a top-end quarterback to get me from point A to point B. Okay? He has that. We never had that. I know a lot of people like Jimmy G. I'm going to get to Jimmy G in a second. But Jimmy G, if Jimmy G had an ankle sprain, he wasn't playing. If he had a high ankle sprain, he was done. Not Patrick Mahomes. Oh, ain't nothing but a high ankle sprain, dog. I'll be all right. I'll be back in there. That's what he said. I played with that before. See, there is a level to this whole thing.
Yes.
There's a level to this thing, Ronbo. There is a level. But for the first time in many years, 6 years to be in fact, there is no Jimmy G shadow in the locker room. There's no Jimmy G influence in the locker room. And that's huge because there is no Jimmy G influence amongst the Cabo clique and the leadership council of that team.
He says that.
Who all have influence on Kyle who starts and who doesn't start. But there's no Jimmy G there anymore.
Jimmy didn't join the Cabo clan either, though. Of course, he wasn't invited.
But Jimmy wouldn't join it anyway. He didn't have to. I already got the team. I don't want to be around Kyle's ass. Kyle, your plays suck. Right? So that's the reality of what's happening here. The reality of what's happening here is that Kyle Shanahan still puts everything on himself, but takes zero accountability or zero blame for it. He'll throw a player under the bus in 2 seconds. So believe me when I tell you, if you think they love Brock Purdy now, You just wait. Because when you love somebody, you tell them, I love you, man. I love Brock Purdy, y'all. Brock Purdy is the man.
Yeah.
But we're getting all this other bull crap out of his mouth, right?
He may have mixed feelings.
Does what? It forces Brock Purdy to accelerate everything and get back even faster.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we don't know where that pressure is, but I can tell you what, you know, and a big shout out to Chill Pill Phil and his endless optimism with the rest of the ticket holders. The reality is that Purdy is a ticket selling device right now. He is. So he's going to come back early.
Pop,
but guess what?
Always come up with an angle that I have to agree with, and I don't want to. That's true.
I don't want you to. I'm just telling you the truth.
No, it's
Ronbo.
true.
You know,
you're going to sell tickets. If you talk about Brock Purdy starting, that's going to get the majority of the fans is going to say, okay, well, I'm on. But if you get that seed in the back of their mind that, well, we're going to put this guy in. Uh-oh. See, that's marketing.
Yeah, but think about it. The least amount of starts that quarterback has had and has won the Super Bowl, okay, is a very small amount. Yeah. I've always said, anyone to tell you in football, they'll tell you, I need at least 32 games to know what I got in a quarterback. No, it's not instant because it can fall off quick, right?
You got to go.
Mahomes had over 32 starts before he won a Super Bowl, right?
And been in
the least amount of starts to win a Super Bowl.
AFC every damn year almost since he's been here.
Yes, but we're talking about the same thing every single year because Kyle, he knows that the quarterback position is part Shanahan. He knows that the head is mine. You don't got to audible. You don't got to run play. You don't got to run hurry up offense. In my system, you just do what I tell you to do, and you'll be okay. Brock, 30% of Brock's output last year was ad-lib plays after the play.
Which is worrisome because
that's because Brock's got some dog in him.
Yeah, Pop.
He's got dog in him. Trey's got dog in him too. Trey's got too much dog in him. Because Trey's like, I'm going to run through you.
Yeah,
right? And Brock's got dog. We got to pull up. I'm sorry. I was going good, man. I got so much more.
I know you do. We time restraints. So, but Pop, you always bring food for thought that nobody digests immediately afterward. I think about some of the things you've said for days. Sometimes, that's true. And
no, think about it. So seriously, the least amount of starts that a quarterback has won a Super Bowl with was 6. That was Jeff Hostetler for the Giants. He was a backup to Phil Simms. Okay, not only was he 6'3", but he could throw the ball like 70 yards. All I'm saying is that don't just get behind Kyle Shanahan, folks. This is the Kyle Shanahan show. Quarterback doesn't matter. Christian McCaffrey matters.
Yeah.
And I want to give my shout-outs to the production.
Don't forget about the shirtless Steve-O.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, I don't want to hear about that. That's just a travesty. For a coach to get up there and say that, what kind of coach are you? Big shout-out to Big Show, Jalen, Ellis for keeping it real every single time we're raising those kids. Shout out to Tony, and Tony. Period. If you haven't seen the quarterback special on Netflix, check it out. Check out the quarterback special on Netflix. It's awesome. Gives you insight what it's like to be a quarterback in this league. And trust me.
There you go.
Yes, it's awesome. It's great. Check it out. It's great. And remember, I was the first person to say, Kirk Cousins is coming, y'all. I was the first person to say
Stop it. Oh, God, stop. Bob, I'll see you Friday.
He's coming.
I just popping.
I first person to say it.
I know.
That's the end game, baby.
No, Big Show's the
That's
first.
the Infinity Gauntlet right there. Kirk Cousins is coming with the Infinity Gauntlet.
Pop, give my best to Bam
He's
Boom
going to stab his fingers.
And Mrs. Dragon. And we will
stab
see
his fingers and it's going to be dust.
Pop, stop raining. Right. It's summertime. Stop clouding up. All right. We'll see you Sunday. Friday. It's Pop. Kirk Cousins. Fam, I'm telling you right now, Kirk Cousins in a 49er uniform. Oh.
With the Infinity Gauntlet. Watch.
Oh. Hey, Tony. One of the Tony brothers. It's Tony Atlanta. Mr. Clean.
Ronbo.
Mr. Clean, stand by. Cody's ready to educate you.
You mean Mr. Clown?
Yes. I said, what's going on between Tony and that man? Hey, so Tony, what's going on, man? You know what? because I meant to go over what's going on in Atlanta, GA. What do you guys going on over there?
First day of training camp. I saw the press conference after the first day of camp. Calais Campbell was just getting acclimatized to the Atlanta Heat, but he was at the press conference. Chris Lindstrom, our all-pro right guard, spoke at the press conference. So did star receiver Drake London, and so did all-pro corner A.J. Terrell. All spoke about getting acclimated, and they're all high on Arthur Smith's system and how everything's coming together.
Yeah, we found out about that last year. Hey, Tony, the Heat. You know, this is the thing. Every summer, how bad is it in Atlanta area as far as that heat goes? What kind of temperatures are they talking
about? 90s, but it's that humidity.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like a dry like Arizona. It's got that humidity with it.
Yeah. Anybody who's ever been to Louisiana, you know, that's uncomfortable. Your whole body feels like you just want to go to sleep. But if you do, in that heat, just going to kill you, you know? I mean, God, it's just,
yeah.
There's no oxygen. So, yeah, hats off to them if they're working out in that kind of condition. I mean, every time I went to Louisiana, I still remember. Whoa. I'm sorry, go ahead, Tony.
You hear about Saquon Barkley signing a 1-year deal today?
You know, Saquon, he actually folded because he knew they weren't going to budge. Listen, Saquon, let's get this on the table and let's see if we can do this. What's the franchise tag for running backs?
I think it was 10.1. They paid him $11 million, so he only made $900,000 more than what he was making. But you know, the Mariners are like who else is a family owned? Like the Steelers organization, they're family owned, man. That the Mariners don't budge.
I know. But I understand there's a $2 million incentive in there or something like that. So he could stand to make a couple of more maybe.
Yeah. I see what he's doing. He's banking on himself. I'll sign this 1-year deal and get out of here. I just hope they don't franchise here.
You know what's going to be.
You know how they do.
But you know what I root for with running backs, because there's a lot of them this year seems to be brought into focus more than ever. I hope Saquon has a great year and carries them all the way from the beginning of the season to the end. So then this way, like we mentioned the Mariners, everybody knows they're famous for that. This way, at the end of the season, all right, now the Mariners, the ball's in your court. You're going to do the right thing, or you're going to continue to abuse that kid. I can't wait to see what happens at the end of the year. I
feel sorry for Josh Jacobs out of Las Vegas. He led the whole NFL in rushing last year. They doing them wrong.
And they as I said, running backs have to beg for money. And even they're carrying the club. Basically, offensively, they are.
Like you said, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
It is. Why do you treat them like that? You know, and you disrespect them in front of everybody in the league. So I'm walking down the street. Oh, man, hey, a running back. Life ain't cool, is it, bro? You know, that should not be the case. That's just wrong.
Yeah. You hear about Justin Herbert getting paid today?
No. What did they give JH?
Justin Herbert is now the highest paid player in NFL history. Just not happening.
You know, at least
Lamar
they give
Jackson makes 52.
Lamar Jackson must be mad as hell.
He's making 52, and Justin Herbert's making 52.5.
You know, Trent Williams had his problem. What's that left tackle, the Green Bay Packers? I don't know if he's still there or not.
David Bakhtiari. He's still there.
Bakhtiari had just got paid, and him and Trent, they exchange dialogue all the time. It's funny because Bakhtiari, I think Trent got, just like you said, 0.5 more. And Doctor, oh God, you really are. So you work just to get paid. But then in Twitter, I was laughing my ass off. These grown ass men clowning over $500,000. You guys realize the rest of that money, man? If you need to take that $500,000 and donate it to charity, then damn it, Trent, stop. That's just awful.
Yeah, Justin Herbert's deal was a 5-year extension, $262.5 million. That's through, with the extension, that's through 2029. He gets $133.7 million fully guaranteed, and $193.7 million with full injury guarantee.
Yet he probably, and you know what? It may have been him that actually got Eckler paid. You know, Eckler has to be, you know, if not Christian McCaffrey, it's Eckler. Eckler can go out and get passes. He can run between the tackles. He gets TDs, and he had to beg for his money. And Herbert is now the highest paid player in NFL history. What would he have done?
That's going to change, though. That's going to change probably by the end of the month, you know, or next month. You know why?
How come?
Because Joe Burrow is about to get paid for Cincinnati.
Hey, what would you pay Joe Burrow?
I would make him the highest paid player in NFL history. I like Joe Burrow, Ronbo, a lot. I like him and Herbert.
I didn't know it was time for him to get paid. Wow. God, where's this going, Tony?
Well, they're talking about paying him early. Is what it is. I think he's got another year, but they're talking about just throwing in an extension and doing it now. So they can pay him now, so by next year they won't have to pay him more.
Well, yeah, I was going to say save some money because if I don't know what quarterbacks are up to get paid, but they're going to exceed what we're seeing right now, and that's going to mean Joe Burrow is going to be getting paid. I wonder what Dak Prescott is thinking by now. Dak, go get him, Dak. Dak's out here making promises about how many INTs he's not going to throw. That's where we are with him.
He should just not say nothing, Ronbo, and just go out and perform. Don't say nothing.
I'm delighted with him saying
That's
things. Yeah. You know, this
So,
way.
Ronbo, it's been the conversation all day, you know, Brock Purdy or Trey. It seems like your camp is kind of split.
Well, probably not. The lion's share of the locker room probably belongs to Brock. But, you know, there's no dislike. The 49ers seem to build an ambiance where there is no they've expressed a lot of love for Trey, too. Now, nobody said anything about Sam Darnold yet, but anybody that's been around there for any length of time will not be made to feel alienated. So I think it's going to be interesting to see the competition in camp and from where the media writers are standing, what they write up. I can't wait to see this. Kyle's already said Brock's going to take every other day off, and they're not going to bring him back too quickly. Just let him keep working. But the real battle is going to be waging between number 2 and number 3, Brock Purdy and Brandon Allen. Kyle said good things about Brandon Allen today.
Yeah. The journeyman quarterback played with Carolina, played with Cincinnati. Yeah, been in the league 7 years now.
So the hot seat, man, receivers and running backs, everybody, things have got to be on time. They've got to look good. And Trey's got to show out, and you know, we're gonna see what happens. Trey, man, that picture the other day, Trey looks like he's been working out big time. He looks big and strong now. He never did look skinny or anything, but Trey looks buffed. I said, look at Trey, man. Trey is serious. I wish him good luck because that poor kid's had bad luck. How did he get hurt for the first 2 years in the league?
Yeah, you just, keep getting stronger and just go out and perform, and, we'll see what happens. So
he's worked hard.
You guys are in a great position, though. Whichever way it goes, you're in a great position.
Oh, Tony, Jedi's got a great question. What's Herbert's playoff record?
0-1. I think just that one loss to Jacksonville.
See, what's Dak's playoff record before he got paid? See, these are the things that I really. Well, I guess you can't tell your quarterback. Listen, before you say anything, I like you to realize the brevity of this situation. Now, if you're sitting where I'm sitting, I'm looking at a quarterback that has really never excelled. He's been in the playoffs a couple of times, and we all came together kind of early. Went home, Dak. Now, here's what I'd like to offer. I don't know how you feel about that. And, of course, no, that's unacceptable. What do you do with these owners? I really, man, that's a tough job. Tony, man, the standard is what it is. The going rate,
and
the
now
market.
Joe Burrow's about to get it now.
But Joe Burrow's got a track record that I can appreciate. But
Yep.
like Jedi asked, why am I paying Justin Herbert this kind of money?
He's a good quarterback. I think he's got help around him. They built their offensive line. They just got to start winning on a consistent basis.
I know, but
They
until
got
then,
players. They drafted that wide receiver out of TCU in the first round because I know what's going to happen. Mike Williams' contract is up. The former first-round pick wide receiver out of Clemson. Yeah. He's been getting hurt. He's good, though. They're going to let him walk after this year because they just signed their kid from TCU.
Oh, they've had receivers they've had 2 or 3 really good receivers. A couple of them led
Yep,
the league.
Keenan Allen.
You know
Keenan
what?
Allen. Yep.
Yeah, Keenan Allen. You know what I would do though, if I was an owner, I'd say, listen, if we get to the playoffs, for every round that you excel, I will give you a percentage of a raise each round. It could end up being millions beyond what you're asking for. But you got to get to the playoffs, and round 1 will bring this amount, round 2 will bring this amount, because I can't justify hitting my cap that hard, and you're not getting anything done. And the quarterback can also kick back and say, well, it's not my fault. The team that surrounds me is not, well, we can't have that conversation. We got to wait till you get there. And if you do, this is what's waiting. That way my cap is down to where it should be, and you get paid. The NFL players.
Incentivized.
Yeah. The NFL players usually come running in here so quick the door would get knocked down. I'm trying to cheat.
Well, Ronbo, I'm going to just throw this out there at you. Let me know what you think. And this is not just me spitballing. I've heard this about a month ago. We had this backup tight end that played when Desmond Ridder got in. He had like about 22 catches last year. He had 4 touchdowns. As a backup tight end, his name is Michael Pruitt. He used to be with the Tennessee Titans, when Arthur Smith was the offensive coordinator. So he was unsigned. I said, man, I bet you he signed with somebody else. I said, please bring him back. We just signed Michael Pruitt back today. I could see him as our backup tight end. I could see John Smith, who used to play with Arthur Smith, who we got the free agency from New England, as our starting tight end. And that hole we got at the number 2 receiver spot, your man crush, Kyle Pitts, moves out to receiver.
Oh!
Him and Cordell Patterson. Watch what happens with that.
I
just brought Pruitt back.
That's going to be, and you beefed up your defense. Is Atlanta going to be that team this year, Tony?
Yeah, I hope so.
Take
I don't
the
know how
AFC
far we're
South
going to go.
or NFC South? Yeah.
The NFC South, Ronbo, Green Bay is loaded, man.
I know.
Defensively, everybody's back.
I know you're high on Green Bay. This season can't get started fast enough. Tony, we got to go.
Yeah.
And I'll see you Friday.
Yeah, you guys in Philly are still the class of the NFC. And watch out for the Giants. Rambo, the Cowboys are not going to do it this year. The Texas boys are the strategy.
It makes for such great theater. If Dak and the Cowboys fail again offensively this year, though, we probably will see Texas boy for the last time. Oh, God, I'm going to go find some Cowboys fan sites myself, and I never do that, just to ask them a few questions. Cowboys, listen.
Texas boy just called Trey Lance Bambi.
I see that. I know.
But he's blocking people, so I'm going to let him have that.
Texas boy needs to know his role and shut his mouth because his team, we have excused them twice in a row. That's just not anything.
Schedule.
They don't understand how they're talking, especially Texas boy.
Yeah.
All right.
Stay tuned.
Tony. All right, Tony. See you Friday. Have a great night.
All right, see you Friday, sir.
Looking forward.
Take care.
You too. And with that said, fam, it's been another fun time. So let's go ahead and call it a night. Fam, say, hey, please subscribe. We do this all the time. You don't want to miss it. We don't want you to miss it either. So come on and join it. Hit subscribe. And also, thanks for the likes. The contributions, always appreciated. I'll see you Friday. Now we got stuff. Oh, man. These guys are going to be out there busting ass. And by the way, that competition for everybody else on the field can be one thing, right? The biggest competition is going to be that quarterback spot is going to be just hella fun to watch. See you Friday, fam.